and welcome to 2024 LAWhammer. So we are delighted to be back after a somewhat, at least in my case, lower festive period. I was very ill with COVID yet again. I think I must have caught it for the 900th time, and then got a lovely chest infection. So I'm actually quite pleased that this week we're taking it a little bit more slowly. We're going to be doing something that we discussed at the end of last year, which is rejigging, reimagining, redoing all of our character sheets. Now, this might, to many of you out there, come as somewhat of a surprise. Most games tend to start off with a character sheet and then they just go until that character carks it. We don't do that because we're rebels. Oh yeah, rebels without causes.
Nor like spreadsheets.
More realistically, no spreadsheets. Yeah, with rebels. Point taken. We like to reimagine our characters because as you play through any game, your character just changes. And some of the choices that you might have made earlier no longer make sense in the way they used to. Further, for many of the characters around this table, they've got pasts. And those pasts, when we started playing, hadn't been established yet. We were still figuring out who those characters were. And that means that they're not reflected in their current character sheets, and we'd like to make sure that that is the case. Further, and something that anyone who's played in any of my games will know, I'm a freaking tinkerer with rules. So you'll find that rules are constantly on the change, and as they change, certain things that may have been useful once, I don't know, something like supernumerate,
escalator,
may not be useful later. So what we're going to be doing today is going step by step through the entire character creation process from the beginning. I'm going to be discussing what we would have done if we were doing it from scratch, but we're not doing it from scratch because they've already rolled numbers. They've already got talents that they've definitely used and they want to keep. And we're going to be going through the careers one at a time, and I'll be describing everything as I go. Now, if you're out there going, what the frick is happening here? This makes no sense. Feel free to ask in the comments, because unlike our normal streams, I'm not going to be paying that much attention, but our corner goblin in the corner. What was that?
Yeah, sure. That works.
Our corner goblin, that was brilliant. Our corner goblin is watching the comments, and if any come in and we have any questions, I'll be fielding them as we go. Now, this stream, unlike some of our previous streams, is going to have a certain amount of chatting over each other as everybody slowly but surely works through their sheets. I apologize if the sound is occasionally a touch garbled, but it's just going to be a part of this particular process because we don't want to just sit there talking to each other one at a time because it'll take forever to get through this. This is also going to be a relatively useful session in general because half of our players don't really have any idea what they're doing. The other half kind of do. And this is an opportunity for those that don't. I'm not looking at anyone. I'm purposely looking at the camera. For those that don't, to finally consolidate those rules that they sort of half know. But more importantly, those who don't know anything about it actually know a hell of a lot more than when they started. And when they started, they made a lot of decisions based on nothing. They had no idea what they were doing. This time round, they're going to have a clear idea of, I want this skill to be high, I want this skill to be lower, because this skill doesn't do that much for me. Or alternatively, I really wish I'd taken this skill when I was in this career back in the day, but I didn't because I thought it would be useless, and I think it would be quite fun to round out my character. So, loosely speaking, that's what we're doing. And we're going to be starting at the beginning. So I'm now going to move out to the table. So, as I recall, when we did our last session, I said there would be a nice little bonus because you did so well. And there is. Now, you obviously out there don't know where their XP numbers are sitting at. They're sitting at an average of about 6.5 up to almost 8k across the table. They're all at slightly different places because some of them have played more sessions than others. Some of them did very well in our pre-stream sessions where they did an awful lot of killing of each other. And by the way, Andy Leask, holy shit balls does he game the system by gaming other people. It was
You
quite
did. You really
That's a
did.
damn dirty lie.
That is not.
And that's how he did it.
I looked to you for advice and you gave it to me and I believed you.
Yes.
Good advice for you.
Oh, I love this shit.
What this is when we play games, Andy and Lindsay game the system.
Yeah.
And they throw the blame on others.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. here.
100%.
Lindsay did.
Who's the Cylon, Andy? Who's the Cylon? Sorry.
This is Battlestar Galactica
Yeah.
flashbacks here.
No idea.
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm not bitter.
our experience
5
numbers
years ago,
are
that
not equal, and we're going to equalize them across the board. Everybody has got 9k.
Whoa! Okay.
Now, that's quite a bit. But there's a reason for this beyond just they are getting a nice little bonus because they did so well over the festive period. That's because we're going to be picking up play a little bit later as we move from Death on the Reich over towards the next part of the Enemy Within adventure, The Power Behind the Throne. And we're going to be starting that very close to Middenheim. So we're going to have a little bit of space in between. And the goal of this extra XP is to give those who've got some character background bits that they want to get in place, into place. And for those who have got perhaps less of that and just want to consolidate the skills that they've got, they can do so. Now, for some of the people around the table, there's going to be some questions because they're going to be like, how do I do this? What do I want to take? How many points should I put in this? That's fine. We'll just see how it goes as we develop. Right. So 9k experience, everybody. Yay! Whoop, whoop, whoop. If you want, you can spend a fate point. And your choice is right now. You spend a fate point, you get an extra 1,000.
But are we back to our original fate? Like,
No, the fate points are just what you currently
is
have.
already on.
Yeah. If you
Right.
wish to spend a fate point right now, you can do so for an extra 1,000 XP.
I'm not listening.
No,
If you don't hear it,
So
you
I've
can't
got
be tempted.
4.
Like, what are you going to do with 1,000?
How many? Anything.
You're going to waste it.
I can buy a
You're
fake
going to
one.
waste it.
How much do fate points cost? 500? Go on, do it.
What is it? 2,000? That talent
The,
just allows you to.
fated talent. We have a talent called Fated in our game. Does indeed cost 2,000 XP.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a bargain. That is a bargain,
You're
guys.
Quid's in.
Can I sell it later on for 2,000?
Nope.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Nope. Pass.
According to the invite,
Pass.
book yourself.
I like to offer these things just in case anybody would like to start. So when you start character generation in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, you start in largely the same place in our house rule version, and that's with determining your species. This is already done. In our game, things move on a slightly different direction after that because you then determine your heritage in our game, which is, loosely speaking, where you come from. Now, again, for RPCs, this is already determined. We have a Talabic lander over there, a Nipponese, we'll see exactly where she lands after this, but a Nipponese character there. We've got ourselves a couple of Reichlanders side by side, a Middenheimer, and then we have ourselves a Lorelorn Eolier elf over in the corner. So we don't need to worry about that. That gives them access to a different selection of skills and talents, much like you would expect if you've checked your way through the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4 rulebook. So I think that's where we're going to begin. At the stuff we get for free. Right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And it's going to be handled in exactly the same way as the basic core rulebook does, which I indeed even have here. Should we just look at the beginning and say, look at those wonderful names? Oh, look.
I scribbled my name on it.
Andy Law there. Andy Leask. Oh, I say.
Is that my coffee?
Pardon?
Yes,
my
it is.
copy?
Yeah. I think it's slid over here and it is indeed your
Oh, it's
copy.
fine.
That's why it says Andy Leask in it repeatedly.
Yeah, hey, I just wrote it myself. Sharpie. Crayon.
Oh, pardon me. I may cough through the course of this stream. I'm still a little bit post-viral. So our attributes are already determined. We don't need to worry about those, but I am going to give you an option. Now we know who our characters are. You might look at those attributes and say, they're not really what I would have preferred if I was building the character that I've been playing for the last while. You may swap 3. You can just leave them as they are. If you leave them as they are and don't touch them, you've just gained 100 XP.
I'll just leave them and say everything.
Yeah.
But if there's anything you would like to swap around, you can do so.
No, that's fine, dude.
Oh. So if any of them aren't quite right, you can rejig them. If you're happy with them as they stand.
I take it, for me, I just swap the value I rolled rather than a plus 30 for a plus 10. Like, I think I'll have.
It's always the
weapon
value you
skill.
roll.
Yeah.
It's not the bonus that's added to it. If you're not quite sure what that is, it's not much of an issue for the humans because they add plus 20 to all of their characteristics regardless. But for elves, they've got different numbers that they add across the board.
I'm looking at Lucas. That's why it seemed.
Already off to a great start.
You been drinking again?
Oh God.
Do I really need intelligence?
Yes.
It's a great.
More
question.
than I need
You've
strength?
not needed it so far.
Whoa!
I mean, you've got the point.
Is this a trap?
Wow.
I just,
I'll keep the 100, but
Ours got very low tact. That's what I've noticed.
So his fellowship should be lower. Is that what you're
It's
telling
not
me?
great.
That checks out.
your fellowship's the same as mine.
Have we all finished there?
Yes.
What are we
Excellent.
doing?
That was just
Who wants to swap?
I'm going to swap. I'm going to swap.
Just-
You're going to swap what you're swapping?
I'm swapping my agility to toughness.
Excellent.
So I'm taking 35 from agility and swapping it with my 27 toughness.
Good idea. Good idea. Like it.
And I might swap out fellowship and int. There's not a lot in it, but she's very low on int, and I think int is.
And it's
more-
now time for her
You
to
say it's
actually
not
show
a
her
lot.
true colours.
It's-
And it's also fair to say that Birdie is not necessarily the most fellowship heavy of characters anyway.
Yeah.
Can I just add them together and put them all into int and then just
Into
have
what?
zero?
Yes.
fellowship?
You swap them. If you swap them, that does make you slightly above average in intelligence and below average in fellowship, and that checks out.
Very much so.
See, that's high fellowship right there.
27. Which
How does Elric's at 35 fellowship, 37 int.
That's that.
Yeah, he's done pretty well. Yeah.
I rolled
I have
really
to ask
well.
questions for hench people as well.
Yeah, don't worry about those.
Don't worry about that.
We'll do the hench people later.
Okay,
That's not going to be
nice.
done in the stream, so you don't need to worry about
Oh,
the hench people
that's really.
at all. They don't even exist, hench people. What even are they? Alrighty, so next we're moving on to, we should have a little sheet. I've got possibly one of them over here. The sheets for your individual heritages. Excellent. Everyone's heritages are on there. There's a couple of things that I have to say. Yeah, we've got them all printed out here to make things super easy. As with the core rulebook, you can take 3 of the skills that are available to you, and you'll be taking the right calendar ones, Yumi, because that's largely where you were raised. You can take 3 of them at +5, 3 of them at +3, and you can take each one of the talent options. Now, this is a fresh. Now, that's important because you've all got chaotic blood traits already. As before, when we first did our characters, and if you don't know what chaotic blood traits are, I'll explain that in just a second. As before, you're getting an extra +1 chaotic blood trait because, you know, it's a chaotic time. Things are a bit weird in the good old Warhammer. Not you. You're an elf. No, the humans are getting an extra chaotic blood trait because they can. If you wish to change them, you can, as before. You might like the ones that you have, and you might think that they perfectly match your characters, and that's totally fine. You'll also notice that each one of the chaotic blood traits, there's one that's for your individual heritages, which would be something like Sigmar's blood of your right clan, or it's also got Sigmar's chosen. Thanks. It's also got an either or there as well, so you might want to choose the either or if you wish to do so. The chaotic blood traits are all sitting on Discord with that link in the chaotic blood trait thread. Now, as they're considering that, I shall very quickly describe what chaotic blood traits are for any of you out there. In our version of Warhammer, humanity is very close to chaos in a variety of different ways. This is something that, if you've read any of the novels, you will note again and again where various humans have just got different oddities about them. Some of them happen to be very tough. They might have different, take the old Conrad books where they had different someone had different colours eyes and could quite literally see the future. Take, for example, the old Drachenfels books, or for alternatively the Beast and Velvet books, where there was various augurs and seers and people who could touch stuff. All the humans are just a little bitty touch. Now, sometimes it's noticeable, sometimes it's not. And in our world, every single human has the opportunity to get chaotic blood traits. These show just weird oddities that rise up in humanity. And for our game in particular, which is set at a point when the end times are potentially coming thick and fast, magic is beginning to flood the world. Of all species, humanity is most susceptible to this. And it is beginning to, big C, change. And that is why we have our chaotic blood traits. There are currently about, I don't know, a good few hundred of them up and sitting inside our Discord just now, and we are slowly but surely adding new ones there. And I can see that Andy's sitting there in the corner going, I might do a quick change here. No?
No, I'm just thinking about a way I can game the system.
Oh!
If you're going to cast me as the villain, then villain I shall be.
That change, usually that's random, isn't it? Are you allowing
Yes.
us to choose?
It will be random.
So if I say I want to change this one, it's going. What? How are we going to do that?
Unless I decide it doesn't.
I do have a question for you.
Yes,
actually.
question.
So, at our original point of character generation,
Yes.
you gave us the option to spend a fate point to get an extra chaotic blood.
Yes, I did.
Which I did.
Yes, you did.
Which I got that chaotic blood that was subsequently supplanted by entering the ogre career, and I lost that chaotic blood.
That's correct.
And we were going
You're looking to game the system. I like it.
This is not the system gaming. I can explain that later as well. It's a question of, do I get another chaotic blood or do I get a fate point back?
Or you could give it to me because I need them more.
I like it. Let's roll one and see what we get. And I'm quite happy to modify that around a little bit. I think there's a table up there.
There is.
And it's got some.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a D1000. There's a whole bunch of dead numbers at the top end because we didn't finish the table, but we've got more than enough to get going there.
So.
Oh.
6! 6, 6! The number of the beast.
That'd best be something really good then.
Or really bad. I have a feeling that may be like, you've got a demon pact.
Well, that would be.
Oh,
And
we
it's
haven't
just-
gone that far. Well, that's
No,
disappointing.
no. I'll give you a choice before you look at the table. Either just re-roll the 1,000 part, the 100 part of the D1000, or re-roll them all.
I'll re-roll all.
Yeah, quite.
Can you keep that for later though?
Oh, 580.
Is
Well,
it
580 is still there.
Excellent.
580 is there.
What have you got?
Wakeful. You require less sleep than other people. As long as you sleep at least 2 hours at night, you suffer no negative effects.
Ooh.
I quite like that as a development from the eye gouging horrors that he has gone through. He's no longer what he once was. So I'm not against that as an
He
idea.
also adds endurance, which is in his careers anyway, but might not be in the future.
Does it just add?
It just says add endurance. so
Yeah,
there's
that
no
means
songs.
that it adds it to the career list. So, and if it's there, it costs slightly cheaper.
Oh.
Randomize it.
Oh,
I mean,
And
be
we
rude
had-
not to,
so
right?
We had
Yeah.
the ones for original, but you're saying we're getting one extra because of the time, or that's already been in our.
That's
characters?
you. That you've already got it
That's
included.
all part.
Andy got himself one that he lost because of his
He spent
talents. So, any other?
I have 3 chaotic blood traits.
Yes. You must have bought an extra one.
Must have
You
done.
must have done what
Yep.
I did.
Yeah.
So,
And are you happy with all of them?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Has everybody chosen their 3 skills
Well,
and
actually,
gone through
no.
their talents
I'm
as well?
swapping. I'm going to swap one.
Ronald's honour.
No.
Yes,
they're
Ronald's
still on
honour.
chaotic.
Might trade it out.
Ronald's honor has been single-handedly responsible
Yeah.
for you not being killed.
Yeah,
Do
you
you
use
know,
I
it
will
like
just
every
give you a
stream.
warning.
Every stream you've used that.
I know,
word.
I've said it.
No, but
It's never-
he uses it.
I
Without
use
you
it
having
because I
to
know your
ask,
card
'cause he
sheet. So,
uses it
for those
all
who
the
don't
time.
know, Ronald's honor means you get off with stuff you shouldn't get off with.
in every sense of the word.
Yeah, quite. And people just go, "Oh, it can't be him. He's a good guy, right?"
It is good, and it obviously has been using. But I'm also eyeing up brilliant, which is pretty good as well.
It is.
So I don't know.
Don't you dare lose Ronald's honour.
Unless someone else wants to take it.
No, I'll keep then if that's the case.
You could spend a fate point to take brilliant.
I could spend a fate point stick brilliant.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, but how much would it cost to get the extra stats on Brilliant? Wouldn't you be worthwhile just spending a fate point and getting 1,000 XP? Brilliant's just stats, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
Or
that's
just
true.
accept that you're getting over 1,000 extra XP
Yep.
anyway and just put your
I'm
intelligence
shutting
up.
up. I'm shutting up. I'm just going to leave it as it is.
There we go.
The sound is just. I like being tempted. It's like, I like it.
Okay, have
Just
anybody
listen to your
got
spiritual
any
advice.
questions about any of the talents?
Can you just remind me of what it's 3 at 5?
3 get plus 5, so that's 3 the skills.
3 get plus
I
3.
forgot
3
that
get
one.
plus 3.
Right, so here's a question. There are some things that I have used in the stream
Yes.
that are now not in careers that used to be,
Yes.
but they are in my
Well,
either or heritage, so I should take them in
take
my
them out,
either or,
yeah.
even though in my either or
It doesn't-
heritage
it
before
doesn't
it's
matter.
different. So
It
to
doesn't
make
matter.
sure
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
have
totally.
them.
And as I mentioned earlier, if you do have any questions out there, do feel free to drop them into the chat as we go. Yeah.
I'm
Elric's
going to
got
swap out
arboreal now.
Ulrich's child.
Oh, Ulrich's child 4?
A cute sense smell.
A cute sense
Because it makes
smell!
much more sense given how I was brought up.
Perfect. Love it. So she's traded in one of the chaotic blood traits that she got basically for being a Midlandlander for acute scent smell, because that's one of the options that Midlanders have in our game, or Midnighters have in our game. Love it. Yeah, it does make more sense, doesn't it?
Does schemer come later?
Plus, for those of you who do know our streams, you'll know that acute scent smell makes a lot of sense for her and her earlier career.
Did you say the talents that come with this? Are we keeping our old one? So
You're
the,
keeping
3 random talents.
Oh, we haven't done the random ones yet.
Okay, cool.
We're
That's
not
fine.
reached that point. I'm waiting for everyone to take in their skills and the talents that come with it, and then we'll talk about the random ones.
Can I take lore Nippon?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I have used luck a million times, and it's the only place I'll get it, and I only have 1 random talent, so
You definitely won't be changing that. Perfect. Yep, take your luck. So for the random talents, if you can remember which ones you took, I'm quite happy for you to have the same ones again. But I'm equally quite happy for you to re-roll them. But it will be a re-roll. As before, though, if we pick up something that's totally out of character, we'll just reverse the numbers, try out something a little bit different if necessary.
Random talents.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many of those did we get, sorry?
The random talents,
Yeah.
it's at the end of
As
the
per
little
your
list there. It
heritage.
should be
Same-
3.
the
Oh,
same
I do
things here
apologise.
then.
Yeah, it's sitting on there. I will also say, if you want to see what they're doing, they're filling in their character sheets right now online, and there are links to those character sheets over in Discord and up on our Patreon. So you can just come along and watch what they're doing as they slowly but surely fill their sheets in.
Mostly,
So do feel free to
mostly
do so.
slowly, not that surely.
Ah!
To be honest.
Connection to heritage.
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 Yes, you can.
So do feel free to drop in by the character sheets if you want to see what everybody is doing as they progress onwards. These character sheets will be staying up online from this point forward. So there will be no excuses for poor old Ed over there to not keep his sheets up to
No,
date.
why are you writing it?
Not that I'm calling out someone in particular, Ed.
That's pretty good.
Technical question. If
Yes.
we insert rows in at the bottom of the talent thing, that's not going to mess up any formulas.
It will not.
Excellent. Because I am going to need more special
Yeah,
talents.
I think Alamenoite's got a lot of spaces already, but I think, yes, everyone else is there.
I still don't have enough.
I'll also drop a quick warning. We're currently... one of the reasons why we're doing this stream first at the start of the new year as well is we're currently trying out a whole bunch of new tech bits in the background. We're attempting to record at a far higher resolution than normal, and we're hoping this is working. If there's any issues with our connections, please do tell us. It might be at your end, but it could be at our end. The more that we know, the better, so that we can hopefully fine-tune it for later.
Yeah, there's been a few dips. I didn't take these off. There's been a few dips in better rates, but it seems to rectify itself. I'm making adjustments to try and prioritize the PC, basically prioritizing the software. So I'm hoping that'll help. I'll be able to assess it afterwards.
So after this portion,
Yes.
I should have 3 talents.
You should have the talents that are sitting on your...
So 2 chaotic bloods,
Yes.
and then 1.
It's something like savvy or...
Mine,
Yes.
mine's.
your one's savvy or
Suave.
suave, as I
Suave.
recall. And then you get your 3 random ones.
And then your
Roll again.
skills.
Oh, I do like rolling again.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I know I had.
Didn't you get a single?
Whoever's putting up the
No,
links, I love
Oh,
you.
you had perfect pitch, but then you didn't take it.
Oh,
I didn't- I
It's
got read right,
TRZ
which has been- which was in my career.
349, so I actually have it open up in front of me for a change. So Andy's going to do his first randomized
well-
talent. Ooh, what did you know what you got for?
Well,
first time?
can I do it? Is it an all or nothing?
No.
As I said, if I think it's totally
I
wrong.
had 6 cents, so I'd
Yeah.
like to stick with 6 cents because I've used that.
Yeah.
Not
makes
that
sense.
often, because.
But nevertheless, yeah.
But I had read right, and it's in my talent this career anyway, so
It only saves
feels like
you
a waste.
100 X. Yeah, it
exactly
saves you 100
feels like a
XP.
waste. Let's see if we get something.
I agree.
done.
Go for it.
So we get 85.
What does 85 give you?
Suave.
Hey!
I took savvy instead of suave
I'm
before.
Priesty
so-
Boy as well. I think that's perfect.
Well, I have also taken the chaotic blood magnetic, which I had before, so my fellowship is ridiculous.
I think that's great, particularly because you use your fellowship for your prayers
Prayers
and
as
your
well.
miracles. So
Yeah.
that
Your
works well.
fellowship.
That was it.
So my current base fellowship is 58.
Holy shit balls.
Is your 6 cents gone?
No, I've got 6
Oh,
cents
okay.
as well.
Yeah.
I've got 6, so 6
Yes.
cents.
How's it going,
Suave,
Sage?
And then I'll roll my third one because I've never used an ambit extra.
I was trying to remember what talents I got. I think I got Fearless Noble.
Sturdy.
For
Fearless
the,
Noble. Interesting.
But
Vitality.
noble blood. I can't remember if it was through this or if
The
it was...
noble blood talent doesn't exist anymore, so you don't need to worry about it.
Oh, it's in your
Is
sheet.
it in the sheet?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
The actual talent's aristocrat, and it's changed.
Noble
Oh,
blood.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. Ignore that one.
Is Loopold sturdy? That's like a reason
Yes,
why?
he's pretty sturdy.
Well,
Yeah,
given
that.
what he's been through.
Yeah. Well, that means he can carry stuff. That's what sturdy
yeah,
is.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Is talented part of that random table? Still.
You've on the character sheet, you've done one column for skill SL bonus, but there's two things you can get. You can get a boon, which is a skill SL bonus, right?
Yes.
Or you can have the skill added to your career.
Yeah, but that doesn't get marked on your thing. That's just on your career.
But I'll put it in the description to remember.
Yeah,
to remind
totally.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, well worth doing.
So calculating adds a
What's
lore
that?
politics boon, but
19.
schemer adds lore
Supernumerate.
politics to my career, right?
Yes. Oh, what's that?
He just re-roll his random talents and he just rolled supernumerate again.
I'm really
That's
unhappy.
fate. You've got to have it now.
I lost talented because it's not in there anymore, and now that's what I've got.
That's too funny. Too funny. Can't even.
Oh crap!
Breathe, Andy.
Talented was so good. Oh.
Do we not have etiquette blah 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 anymore? Or
Etiquette's there. It's not
That
part.
will
It's
come
not a
from your
random one.
careers.
That'll be from your careers.
Yeah.
I can't see. Oh, it is here.
Yep.
I
You'll have
think I
etiquette
noticed.
nobles inside there. You'll have etiquette almost any probably inside envoy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What did I get? Was it schemer?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Schemer?
I wouldn't worry about it. Just roll them again.
Yeah.
See what you get.
The
You, Shadow's not a talent
default
anymore.
from Heritage.
Schemer, that probably came from your
Ultimate,
career.
which is the
Just
Okay.
roll again. It'd be more fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep fearless noble. I think.
No, you should
Fearless
go again.
nobles is quite fun.
You might get supernumerate. It's really good.
Someone needs to get perfect pitch so they can learn Eltharine.
Oh.
Can't learn it unless you've got perfect pitch because it's such a complicated tonal
you can
language.
read it though.
Yes,
You
you
can learn to
read
read
it.
it, but you
Correct.
can't learn to speak and hear.
Those you don't know, in our game, you can't properly speak Eltharine as a human unless you have perfect pitch as a talent. You can read it though, so if you learn the language and add it as one of your language skills, it's a language that you can put together in your mind, but you can't speak it out properly. I mean, you can try to speak it out properly. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, an entirely tonal language. Have you done your random E1? What is it? What was the first random one you rolled?
It's artistic.
Oh, artistic. You add art to the career. It could be paintings. It could be, I don't know, calligraphy. That's very much a fitting one, perhaps.
Yeah.
And I think you get, well, I can't remember what the bonus is. If you've got it there.
War. Oh.
Question.
Yes.
Point
question.
of order.
One.
So I'm looking at the skills the talents I had, those
Yep.
are my heritage ones. And I had 4, and I think we added 1 because it wasn't in any of my careers at the time.
Which one?
Resistance poison.
Resistance poison.
But I'm looking at the careers. There's lots of resistance disease and no resistance poison. So, but I usually
No, I'm quite happy with that to be from your Stephenie
Yeah.
beginning. So just drop that in for one of your random ones.
right.
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense. That's cool.
So it means I have to give
Yeah,
up one of the
100%
others.
cool.
That's cool.
Okay. I was just going to suggest that we change either Sewer Jack or Ratcatcher. They've both got resistance disease.
Yeah, they
It's
wouldn't
one
have
of those.
resistance poison for that. For
Depends how
the
much you lick your fingers after you set your rat traps. Suggestion.
Oh, I got lightning reflex.
Oh, handy. An extra +5 agility. Suitable as well.
Yes.
Like that a lot.
Minute.
Are you all done over there, Mr. Elric?
Yeah,
Excellent.
keeping all his talents.
Yeah. Keep an eye
What
on
did you
it.
have? Out of
So
curiosity.
he had got cool-headed from Talabeclan, savvy randomly, 6th sense and attractive.
Oh, he's got a good
That
nice
was
mix there.
very
And that's
random
perfect.
ones.
Yeah. That's 100% perfect. So is everybody done? Are we about to move on?
Just talking.
So we should be at 5 realistically. 5 realistically.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
somehow he had got animal affinity during character creation last time, which I really liked because it was the opposite to most wizards.
Ah.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
did.
actually recall how he
It's,
got
it's
it.
a random talent.
It's a
Yeah,
random
but there's 3 already in it, so unless I
Well,
got
it
an
sounds
extra
like
one
we all had
somehow.
an extra one somewhere along the line because I've got
Mhm.
4
yeah.
instead
I
of
don't
3.
recall adding an extra
No,
one.
I definitely don't have an extra
No,
one.
I just
I think the resistance poison we added it in at some point.
Tom's got matchmakers. Can I have one?
Yeah.
Because I'll have to give
Because you definitely had Animal Affinity. I remember discussing it.
Yeah.
See, when we were making our characters first time round, we made them on a bunch of sofas around a cat's house. It was lovely. And we all sat around a nice little circle and we discussed things and we talked out how the characters were going to hopefully develop and what they were hopefully going to become. And it's fair to say that many of the choices have very much stuck. Others have become somewhat less important. And those two things should stick. So they're definitely going to stick, which means I'm going to be very nice and give you all +1 extra random talent because I'm in a good mood. And I was ill over Christmas and I think everybody should get to have a second Christmas. Yes.
Can I say that I remember the elf heritage thing and it was about perfect pitch.
Ah, yes. It's okay. It's not an issue anymore because all elves have perfect pitch.
Should I just add that?
Yeah.
Why don't they?
Say your catchphrase. Come on.
That's good for Lindsay.
Are you enjoying those matchmakers?
I'll just keep Animal Affinity then.
Sounds perfect.
However,
So
Lightning reflexes.
lightning reflexes, nice.
Another question.
Yes.
How did Elric get second sight? It's not in any of his careers.
That
Through
is
magic.
an interesting
It was
question.
magic.
One that he kind of needs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Can you
going
pass
through
me
the
his career?
careers.
If I pass me
Sharky +5 initiative.
I feel like it should just be the very basic.
it should be.
Oh,
Yeah. That's weird.
Looks like we're having some shifty.
It sounds like a
Well,
career
you've got
mistake.
more XP to spend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. It sounds like
like
there's one missing
Kind of like how
somewhere.
Instinctive Diction was missing for a while.
And Instinctive Diction shouldn't be on there.
Some of these
Instinctive
are
Diction
awesome.
changes the talent
I'm
when you
very
check it.
excited.
Ah, okay.
Instinctive Diction is now much more of a witch talent. It's the sort of talent that people use and they probably should hide.
And they
Yeah.
don't even know they've got it.
Yeah, well, no, they do
This is
know they've
useful.
got it. It's entirely under their control.
Your extra one gave me pure soul.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
I can see a certain pair of people who'd love to have had that talent. Pure Soul allows you to take more corruption points before you, corrupt. And I think that's really fitting for you, May, as well. Really nice.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Because a large amount of my corruption came from the eccentric genius chaotic bloodline.
No, that was stress.
Yes, it was. I've made all the decisions that put me in the situation.
Shit!
It's all
It
you.
was stress. Yeah,
It's all you.
It's all me.
It's all you.
It's sadly all you. All right, are we all done?
No, I've got to do mine.
Oh, you haven't got your one? What have you got?
06. Random talent.
06. Animal Affinity.
Animal Affinity.
Oh, that's really
that
fitting.
okay?
Yeah, that's really fitting.
Oh,
Yep, love that.
that's so exciting.
We're going to be hanging out in the trees, chatting to squirrels.
100%. All the cats in my neighborhood. My cats now.
All right, so is that us all done?
Yes.
Yes. Right, next we move on to our first career. Now, for some of you, this is going to change. For most of you, this will not. For Sage, for example, it will change. She'll start off as a noble. And she'll be in quite a different place, where previously she started off as an envoy. Where on the flip side, you're going to be starting off on envoy. Yeah, quite.
As usual.
So in our first career, we're going to be using our rules. Now, we should hopefully have our rules for all of the... Oh, no, we don't have them there. Basically, you get to have yourself 8 skills at +5.
That's it.
No, it says 40 points that you can spread across.
There's
That would be
40
better.
points,
40 points, yeah.
Okay.
That you can spread across your career skills.
I am starting in a different career. I'm presuming I'm starting in Hustler, which I never was actually in when we
Yeah,
had
it's
Hustler.
okay.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
You've got 40 points to spread across your starting skills.
But remember, you might want to complete this career if you possibly can, if you're wanting to get out of it quickly, which means at least 8 of these skills will require +5 with advances.
Story for Elric, he was forced out of it.
Forced out of the first career.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. That doesn't mean you can't complete
No,
it.
but it just
Yeah,
means...
you don't need to complete it if you
Yeah.
don't want to, but if you want to complete it, you're 100% free to do so, and indeed it might be worth doing, because that means at a later date, if you get the opportunity to, I'm not saying you'll ever get the opportunity to become a Jade Wizard, but say he did, then the first part, the apprentice part, will be completed, and the coming out, so to speak,
Oh my God.
when he was at the Big Moot at Tal's Deep. That will be his completion of that career and then getting kicked off towards the Bright College. Yes, any other questions?
Well, if we don't use those 40 to complete it, can we still use XP to
Yeah, of course you
complete
can.
it after?
And that's what we're going to be doing right afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Andy, there's no rapier in the
Rapier?
noble.
No, but there is melee any.
Yeah.
Is that
Not
what
a
I've done?
specialised weapon.
Okay, so you can just go melee rapier.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Scary moment.
I'm assuming I'm going to need to take trade grooming so we can keep your tonsure on point.
Unless I can convince the high capitular to let me change my tonsure requirements as a blind boy.
I'll take trade grooming.
Yeah.
What was it? We've got 40, yeah?
Apologies if there's any freezing out there, although apparently video's frozen for one person but not for others, so it could be just an issue at your end. So, have everyone popped in their plus 5s, their
Wait.
plus 10s, or 40 points worth?
Do we not have gossip? Oh no, wait, the gossip is not a talent. Why am I looking in the talent list?
Yeah, gossip is a skill.
Something I've actually always not entirely known what the rule is for this.
Yes.
In your careers, there
Yes.
are big capitalized skills.
Yes, the big one is
Money
your
maker.
career earning skill. Okay, so the career earning skill means when you're in downtime and you're earning money, that's the skill that you'll be testing to earn the money. You'll be doing a test on that one. But you are almost certainly not going to be in that career by the time we finish off all of our careers around there.
And I know it's like some of my careers, the different levels have different things.
Mm.
Is that because I've got different ways of making money?
I have no idea what you mean.
So,
You might notice there's slightly different font for the first one. The other ones, if you've got a talent that's in bold, that has to be taken to complete the career.
Gotcha.
So that's a rule that we have in our one. It doesn't pop up very often. It's in some of the religious careers, it's in some of the magical careers, but there's some talents that are in bold that have to be taken to complete that one. You generally find it's things like being able to cast spells if you're a wizard. You can never complete wizard if you haven't cast your spells. You can never be an augur until you've got the augury talent. So there's a few careers that have that. Most of the time, it's entirely down to the PCs which ones they want to go for, the players, pardon me. But in a few individual cases, there are some limitations as to which talents can and cannot be taken.
Point of order.
Yes, point of order.
Given Birdie's background,
Yes.
Is her language, because I have to take all of the skills for Envoy. Obviously, her
You don't need to take them all.
well, to get 8 I do.
There's 10 skills choices in total.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
There should be 10.
I can't count.
Yeah, I've got 10.
Compose,
9. No, I think
language,
she only got
gossip,
9. Wasn't it?
Really?
Lore, play,
7,
stealth,
8, 9.
trade. Yeah.
9.
With the either ors.
She's got multiple either ors in
Multiple
there.
either
though.
ors.
Can I
So
have
you
the,
But one's
the look
missing.
there?
That wasn't my point of order. but-
Potentially one of the either ors should be separated out into two.
Yeah, because like for instance,
No, they
Albert's
should
got
definitely
melee.
be, as in it should be held down or it should be that. So,
Just trying to think what's missing. Let me look at my
I don't think
character
there's
sheet.
anything missing.
So for Envoy, I previously had cool, endurance, trade grooming, intuition, gossip.
Your intuition's there. So that's all choices bar 1 then. I'll tidy that up
well,
afterwards.
That's
All the
my-
rest of
that's
them go
my-
10.
That's my point of order then.
Yep.
For that, bugle or horn.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been
I-
bells?
Yes, it would be.
So I'm happy to have.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Play bells.
I've got a bell.
Oh,
and I guess
This
I
isn't
know-
an upside down glass. It's a
Just
I
bell.
one
don't know
bell,
that it's
really.
necessarily going to be relevant here, but I suppose for the people watching at home,
Yes.
if you've got things like these chaotic bloods that add a skill,
Yes,
that counts towards the minimum
it
you
does.
need to take.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So if you've got anything that's added, it's not just Celtic Bloods that do that, a bunch of talents.
Talents do, yeah.
We'll add skills to your skill list as well.
Okay, spend the 40.
So they're in your skill regardless of, are they in your career regardless of?
Yep. Absolutely. So if you have, say, perfect pitch, I think sing is always added to every career that you're in.
Albert's got track. from
Apologies to
past
anybody
jobs.
out there
There you
watching
go.
me fill the
Track added
spreadsheet
to all
in.
careers.
It's not pretty.
Endurance and leadership.
Wow, you get quite a choice, don't you? Yeah,
Power
nice.
gamer.
All right, so
Very on brand,
I
though, right?
rolled randomly.
Oh, no, those
Dice
are-
cam.
Neither of those come from stuff I rolled, but yeah.
We have it on tape.
everybody can get 1 talent for free from their career.
Ooh.
So yeah.
1 talent for free from your career.
Oh, lovely. Luck.
Yep.
You need them.
It's true.
Right, so I'm going to knock in and explain now before we start getting through our careers. One rule that's different, well, two rules actually, they're different in LAWhammer than they are with standard Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Number one, if you've taken a talent, that means you can always take it regardless of which career you're in. So, for example, if you take luck while you're in Noble and you happen to move into, let's say, the cultist career, cultist Siege, for example. Yeah, because that could happen. So you move into cultist Siege, and if the luck talent wasn't in that career, you can still take it because obviously you've taken luck. That's number one. Number two, the career completion rules require you to have taken at least one of the talents, obviously, at the rank of the career you're in. So, for example, if you're in a rank 2 career, you'll need at least one talent taken twice.
That's new.
It is indeed.
And the advancement through your career for the first tier is
Yes.
5 in... Sorry.
8.
At least 5
At least five.
in
At least
8
eight.
of the skills.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. At least one of the talents to complete, but you might want to have more than just one of those talents.
But if I had 5 already in charm, for example, from my...
That we can.
That's fine, right?
Yep, certainly is.
And my character has a special rule that I need to complete careers I'm in, but only
Right,
once I'm
so-
on the path, so that doesn't count yet.
You're not in that yet, but I will discuss that. Alamenowithe is on a path, an elven path. She's dedicated to Ladriel, the Mistwalker. In our game, all elves are on paths. Most elves
Many
are on
elves.
paths. The majority are. Some of them aren't. And these paths protect their souls from the depredations of She Who Thirsts, Slanesh, by drawing them very close to one of the gods. Effectively, imagine like the gods like a great umbrella. And by acting like the god, their soul moves to underneath that big Aegis shield, that umbrella, and it protects them and makes them more invisible, so to speak, to She Who Thirsts. It's not the only thing that paths do, but it's one of the things. However, to emulate the fact that they are acting like that particular god, they have to take all options on both their path set of skills and talents and their careers. They don't get an opportunity to just skip some and say, you know what, I'm only going to take 8 of these 5. 8 of these at Party plus 5. They have to take all 10. There's 4 talents, they have to take all 4 talents. The only time that they don't need to take every option available is when there's an option. If, for example, it says talent 1 and talent 2, they could choose either talent 1 or talent 2 to complete that career. So it means that elves, in our game at the very least, progress much more slowly. As all the humans are moving on towards their second and sometimes third rank careers, the elves are still technically ticking around the first and second tier as they're working their way through, picking up all of the talents and all of the skills, perfecting them obsessively in a way that other species just simply don't. Our elves are obsessives. And that is not just a part of their character because they are a far more hyper-emotional species. It's also because they are obsessing over their paths and through that obsession protecting themselves from She Who Thirsts. They all have strictures for being on one of the paths, and if those strictures are broken, which can happen, it's very rare, demons come. Yeah, there's a reason that elves don't break the strictures.
If I were to take a ride horse, would that potentially maybe, equivalent to riding a fox in the future at some point?
Holy crap balls, no.
Pretty much the same animals.
They are identical.
4 legs, tail.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Nose. They've got noses.
No, oh.
It could
even
probably
eyes.
be that size if we wanted it to be. Listen, you don't have ride fox in your list.
Right, I don't.
You might as well put, if I put right demon, does that mean I can ride a fox in the future?
Is that on that list?
And we get 1 talent
1 talent for free.
for free. I'm going to have read right since I'm
Nice.
using that.
Can I just go ahead and pay the XP to finish that career up?
Pardon? No, we'll wait to get everybody going at the same point in case anybody needs any help. Okay, so has everyone taken their talent and their skills?
Yeah.
Right, so next, we're done with our free stuff.
Nice.
We're now on to spending XP. Now, XP in our game has worked in identical fashion to XP inside Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4. We haven't changed it. We could have. Indeed, I was sorely tempted to do so, but I wanted to keep the general development of our characters to be the same rate as the normal game of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So that being the case, if you know those rules already, you'll know exactly what they're about to do. But for everyone else, talent set at 100 XP each. You're going to have to start recording how much XP you've spent. Thank goodness you have computers. It'll make it super easy. Or a pencil, if you are.
I would just like to give a shout out to my colleague Lee, who today took up some of his workday to do me a nice Excel spreadsheet with some VLOOKUPs so I don't have to do the maths.
Wow,
Thanks,
took
Lee.
them under the bus for Dawson and work time.
It was our lunch hour.
You're done.
It was our lunch hour. It was an Excel learning experience and coaching for me. So
Oh,
it's
there you
perfectly
go.
okay.
Yeah.
It was on their lunch hour.
We were on our lunch.
We were on a break.
So, if any of you don't understand how the XP works for building up your skills or building up your characteristics, do ask. I will drop in one other rule change that we have while we're here, and that's characteristics. Now, normally when you're completing a career, it's your career's rank times 5. So, if you're rank 1, that's 5. So, plus 5 advances taken in each of the characteristics, or plus 5 advances taken in 8 of the skills. In our game, you don't need to take all of the characteristics as you move up through the ranks. It's only 3 of them need to be at the minimum for that rank. So if you're in rank 2, instead of having to take all characteristics at plus 10, only 3 of them need to be taken to plus 10. Now, that doesn't mean you won't want to advance the others, and you might want to advance them far more than plus 10. That's entirely fine. The minimums are by no means the be-all and end-all. I will also say, if you're intending on completing the career you're currently in and moving into a completely different career path, it might be worth double-checking if you want to increase any of the skills that are here far further than the 5 that is available to you. Because one of them may just be super handy and not in any of the future careers that you have. So, for example, if you are in, I don't know, let's say the Jade Apprentice career just now. I'm not saying that you're a Jade Apprentice. I mean, I'm not saying that our Bright Wizard is a Jade Apprentice in the slightest, but if our Bright Wizard is in Jade Apprentice and say one of the skills in there is, I don't know, if Track's in there, it seems relatively likely.
Track's in his career always. Anyway.
Yeah.
It is also in the...
well, it's in your career always, but...
Stealth Rural, for
Stealth
example.
Rural is a fine example of a skill that won't be available in any of his later careers. So you might want to take that up to like plus 20 just now when you've got the opportunity. Showing that he's really good and quiet out in the wild.
He took heal at the start, but then meta now, we know healing's not going to be that much use.
Having some is always handy.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely.
How much is the XP? Is it still 100 for talents?
100 for talent. If you take a talent a second time, it's 200. Take
Yes.
a third, 300.
Unless you have talented, then it's 90.
Well,
But I don't
But
have
you don't have
talented
that,
anymore. I
you
have
bitch.
super fucking
It's gone. Forget
So I
about
can
it, Ed.
count-
Stop living in
I can count
2023.
exactly the amount of XP it would have cost me back in the day.
Wait, can Ed count
Is that
or
because
can
you
Gerhard
re-rolled a
count?
random one?
Yeah.
You didn't let him swap it?
It's not on the- it's not on
talented
the
is not on
random
the
list
It's
anymore.
not on the list anymore.
it's not there.
No, but you didn't let him swap supernumerate for something else he won't get in his career later. You
Lindsay,
should have asked that.
This is karma.
It was just too beautiful.
He's got about 8 million fate points. He's okay.
I have got a lot of fate points. I've actually got more luck this time than I did last time around already. Okay.
Okay, so we're now moving towards completing career number 1. And once we've completed that, if we could all say how much XP was spent, that would be lovely.
As soon as I've sussed it out, I'll let you know.
And if anyone's got any problems or any questions, feel free to ask. And that also applies for anyone out there. If there's any questions you've got about some of the rules changes, why they might be in place, or anything else, feel free to fire them into the comments and we'll happily pick them up and talk them through.
By the way, guys, has everyone checked the talents they've got so far to see if anything gets added to their career?
No, I'll do that later.
You should probably do it now because you will probably want to spend it now if it's added.
What was the
But it's
question?
always there. You don't have to spend it right now.
You can start
So
it
no
all
matter what
later.
career you go into, the talent gives you that as part of your career.
Yeah, that's true. But if you wanted, if you wanted to build your character as you went along, because your character right now has the ability back in the past to get that, you might want to build it up now.
You're right, Jack.
It's
I have a
such a
question.
Yes.
You said the things that add a add a skill.
Yes.
I mean, it costs less if you got it. How much less does it cost?
-5 if it's in your career.
Perfect.
But only if it's in the career
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, which mine both are.
Super. That's inside the little career bit there, hopefully.
This one.
Yes,
Perfect.
pass it over just to make sure.
Yep.
Our career rules.
Ooh. Ooh, that's quite good.
Range any.
Today.
Oh, gun! I can put gun!
Yes, get ranged pistol.
Yes!
Range black powder is actually the skill,
Oh,
the
God.
skill you're looking for. And very much the sort of thing that Gerhardt would probably have been taught. So, yeah.
It's still shit!
I can sell you a pistol.
That was a present.
300 gold, it's yours.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a nice
wow.
present.
One of these,
Beautiful present.
wow, the formatting for some of this has gone right off when the PDF was made. Look at that. That's rubbish. Yeah, well, never mind.
So, character advances.
Okay. That's too handy.
Right, so, how are we doing?
I've spent 700 experience.
And is that you completed that one? Yeah, your experience is going to disappear, isn't it?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much did you say you spent?
700.
700.
I'm going to spend way more than that.
In your first career,
Yeah, but she has a ton of careers to go through.
Oh, do
Oh,
we,
yeah.
So 6
Have
do we,
done
do we
the
get any
doorbell?
free stat advances in our first?
Oh, yes, stat advantage. Yes, you certainly do.
Sure. I
You
haven't
get
even done them yet.
you get +5. Well, you get plus 15 points for free.
Nice.
That's slightly different to the core rulebook. We only get +5, as I recall. But in our game, you can complete, if you wish to do so, your first career at character generation. So yes, 3 of them get +5, or well, it's plus 15 points if you want to just pile it into one and then purchase another couple up to +5, for example.
Oh,
I'm going to
right.
pilot into one. It's more efficient that way.
It is slightly more efficient that way. You are correct.
It's going to be so tough.
Good, I'll stand behind him in fights.
Just noticed there the peanut monster arriving in. Great to see you in. We're not actually playing this evening. We are recreating our character sheets from the ground up. Delighted for you to pop in for the first time, though. Hi. Really nice to see you there.
So we get to advance our stats. 3 of them by 5. for
If you
free.
wish to do so for free, or you could just take one up to +15 and then buy the other 2 up to +5 if you wanted.
Stats.
It's only because it costs slightly fewer experience points if you do that.
Oh, that's way smarter,
Is it?
isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm just
Yeah.
telling you how to scam the system a little bit here. Is a way to scam the system just a little.
You know I barely understand the system, so
That's
scamming
why we're
is
telling you how to
perfectly
scam
on-
it.
Thank you.
A question there from Lepin9FD. Apologies if this has been answered elsewhere, and it has a couple of times, but no apologies required. Are there elf path details available for the public to see, and where? They are not online just now, because I've only written one of the approximately 20 paths that we have inside our game. All the rules are written for it, but I also have a little bit that I'm writing about its background, which discusses the war. Well, discusses the great cataclysm, the war between the war of heaven with the elven gods, and exactly what occurred with that. And also discusses She Who Thirsts, Slanesh, and why she's so, let's say, keen to be gobbling down in those elven souls. And that requires a little bit of editing yet, which is why I've not popped up the whole background for it. But that's almost written. The extra careers aren't, but I might just throw it up there with just the first career regardless. If you don't know already, all the rules and all the bits and bobs that we add, they're all posted online for free. Nothing that we create ever sits behind a paywall in that regard. Our patron, which, by the way, if you're out there and haven't joined, do take a look. Our patron is all about us building our studio, buying tech equipment and all that, because it costs so freaking much money. We've got a new camera that we need to buy, and I literally was weeping when I was looking at the cost more. Literally weeping. And we're also converting our garage so that we can effectively drop another studio out there, a games table in there, get some cameras up in that as well. And as it turns out, that's tens of thousands of pounds.
Who knew?
Give us money.
Oh. I am literally crying. But that's what the patron's all about. And while I'm in this slight pause in between, I'll also say, if you are out there and you're enjoying our stuff, do please go like our stuff wherever you may find it on our various social media accounts. And do please share it if you are inclined to do so. Whether it's a video, whether it's just a little picture of what we've posted, anything that you can do like that makes an enormous difference for us because we are tiny, the smallest little streams, and we would like to be. We'd like to be +2 on our tininess, tiny +2, and the only way that works is with yourself. So thank you very much if you do so. Right. So any other questions out there while we're doing that? Any questions here first?
Gambit.
Language local.
Language local. Yes. So if you've got any skills which are in italics, so for example, local, you might have academic, lore academic. You might have lore local. Anything that's in italics means that it is a choice that makes sense according to your character and needs to be justified. So lore local, for example, would be lore Ubersreich.
So this is language.
So that would be a language that's appropriate for when you grew up. Bretonian, for example?
I have Bretonian already because of the
Reichländer.
Reichländer thing. I now know a little bit more about my family, and we do have a solid history of dwarven influence.
A really solid one. Your grandmother is constantly hosting dwarfs, and on top of that, I think that would make. I don't just think that would make a lot of sense. I think it would make an enormous amount of sense. It would also, to a degree, justify Leopold's purchasing of his dwarf as well. Because he can speak. It gives you a little secret language you can have between the pair of you. And I think that makes for quite a fun little story background. Where the pair of them have got their own little natty
We've
language.
secretly been talking Catholic the whole time.
Yeah,
None
totally.
of you knew.
Yeah, that's
quite
super
nice
fun.
because I can just speak it in the ship and you can hear it as well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Does
You
that
just took me.
does that mean
It's like we're in a sleepover.
Yeah, it's one way.
Yeah.
does that
I have
mean
to
that when you upset the dwarf that time you did it in his own language?
Depends what's worse. It depends what's worse.
No, I think he probably did in Reichfield. Probably out of fear of poor
Messing up the
pronunciation,
language.
because the dwarves are such sticklers for tradition.
Although it
and
would
doing
explain
things
why he
correctly.
managed to mix up an axe and a hammer.
Is
If
it
it
all-
wasn't
is it
in
all
right
the same?
It's all in a different language.
It's all the same for those guys.
I think justifying that mistake is not required. It happened.
And then read
yes.
and write now is if you can speak the language and you get read and write. You read and write.
Read and write.
Read and write. You can then read and write that language as well.
Correct.
Oh, this is fucking good. I'm enjoying doing this.
How you, mate? How you doing there?
I think I've completed Scion.
Excellent.
I think last time we did it, we got it through like halfway through Noble. But she'd done Envoy before, so I'm not sure whether
I would probably complete Noble.
complete.
Yeah,
Noble.
you've got enough XP to do so.
The
So,
cost
so-
enough
They'll
of
be in the
There's
The
card
thing
it's
with
in the actual
the free sermon
drive. No, we don't have it.
Oh, Christ,
Trading
yes.
course.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Cool.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's in the character gen.
And-
Have you
Yeah,
got?
but there's
What are
not-
you looking for?
I don't think there's a character.
What are you looking for?
There was
there's
a character
there's a
gen printed.
career.
I've got a career one here.
Okay.
But the creation is PDF bunch, a whole bunch of the things around. What you looking for?
The XP costs are in
Oh,
the.
is it?
Oh, yes,
I've got
yeah.
it pulled up on a tab.
And to complete
100
the
XP.
Noble one, I need 10.
It'll be 10s for the Noble one, but we're not on that yet. We're just,
Okay.
Just doing the first level, yeah. I've stopped at that
That's
time.
fine.
Okay, cool.
I
So
will wait
Am
there.
I-
have we all completed level 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Woohoo! Right, changing career, because that's why I was hoping to stop so that we could
I
discuss.
thought you
the
wanted to know
changing
how much XP we spent.
career. And I do.
1,030.
1,030?
2,000.
Oh,
2,000.
I took 3 talents twice.
Oh, yep, nice.
was I supposed to do the next level of Envoy as well?
No,
No.
just level 1.
No.
Okay, so at level 1, I've only spent 250 XP.
Yep, nice.
825.
For some of the characters, it's going to be much cheaper because they're quite keen to keep the XP for all the other choices they made. For others, it will be plow it in, get all the good shit early.
I think I've maybe gone overboard, but
Well, we'll see where we end up. Okay, so how much did everyone else spend?
I'm at 650, but now that I hear the other numbers,
I'm
I'm
at 635.
thinking, should
635, that sounds
More?
right. Yep, sounds good.
I don't know.
But
We'll see.
remember, you can always take a talent twice at any time. So
Yeah,
even
totally.
Andy's taken talents twice, but you can hold off
Well, I
and
mean, I've
decide that
already
later.
Taking luck twice.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
of course.
obviously.
changing career. So changing career works like this. We'll go through the entirety of the rules to ensure that you all know and everyone out there can see how we do it. It costs 200 experience points. But there is a reduction of that looked really like a little bit like the yawn. I'll just put my arm around you.
Teacher, I'm uncomfortable.
Someone's got an interesting question.
Yes, what's the question?
From the Draymond, would the ability to read Kazalid impact his medical studies?
Not significantly, no. The vast majority of the medical texts are either in classical, Reichspiel, or rather annoyingly, Eltharine, not, sadly, in good old Dwarfy. He, at a later date, almost certainly will be studying Eltharine. So, changing career costs 200 XP. If you've completed the previous career, it costs 100 less. So now 100 XP. Finally, every single one of the careers has got, at least in our version of the careers, 4 keywords at the top. For each keyword that your career shares with the next career you're moving into, you get a 25 XP discount. So if all 4 are the same, changing career is free. Because you get 100 for completing career and minus 25 each for the keywords. And if you stay inside the same career tree, it's always the same, the 4 career words, because you're just going down each one of the careers.
Not necessarily. Brights have different...
Yeah, you can move into different trees, different branches within the same career tree. Absolutely.
Question. So
Yes.
Elric's pulled out of his first
he is.
career. So just move to the next one.
Correct.
Regularly. And then secondly, originally, Resistance Fire was a talent that was available to...
Yeah, we got rid of that
Brights.
because it's not a necessity. The rules themselves for channeling actually cover that.
But more so in terms of him getting burned.
And channeling actually
okay.
covers it. So channeling actually is where that now sits. So there's nothing else you need.
Happy with that?
Yeah. Yes.
The rules for cultist and the crooked fingers ones, how does that fit in together? Like, because I've got a separate list for the cultist ones that have like bless and
Yes.
invoke. And
Okay,
then-
the little extras for the cultist, they are added to every single career that has the cultist word, keyword
okay.
at the top.
So it's as if I was going from Initiator Ronald to cultist.
I'll just show you here to make it clear. You've got it just nice.
I will do that.
So all the careers that got cultist in
Yeah.
gain access to those at the level. So tier
Oh,
1,
they
all
have
tier
those
1 careers.
extra,
At tier 2, it's added to all tier 2
Okay,
careers.
cool.
At tier 3, all tier 3 get it.
Sounds good.
Good news, but I think you're not going to cultist yet, though, are you?
No, I'm doing noble.
And then you'll be going into envoy at least
Envoy.
once. Yeah.
I've got a while.
Yeah, totally. So, to change career, it will cost you anything from 200 XP, but we've all completed our careers, so it doesn't really matter, down to free if you share all 4 keywords.
Well, I'm just going from one level to the next level.
Which
So,
means
yeah.
you automatically share the words.
What's that? It's 100% free. Any other questions there, Aaron?
No, there was more discussion about...
Wait, no, that's a
That's a
skill.
skill.
Medicine and stuff.
Were you
dwarves.
thinking...
Like, do they really need
Does it just-
that much medicine
Animal
because they're very
affinities.
tough?
That's very fair. They are.
But there is
But yes, they
the
do.
benefit of speaking the same language as something you might be operating on.
Mhm,
So
There-
if someone just
certainly.
popped in and asked what they missed.
You missed quite a lot. Whoever just popped in and asked what you missed. This week we are rejigging our characters, and we're going slowly but surely through character generation from the very beginning all the way through to the very end. If you want to watch us doing that, we're recording at the moment as well. We'll be posting this up on the Monday. And we're hoping it'll be at a higher resolution than any of our previous videos as well, assuming everything has worked.
So you can see us being confused
yes.
in really layers.
So how many do you need at 10 to go on to the next one?
Okay, so 8 skills at plus 10, 3 characteristics at plus 10.
Okay, and when
And
do I go
one
into
talent.
Path of Shadows and then everything?
That's when you move out of
Sewerjack.
Sewerjack.
So into Spy for the
Yeah.
second time.
When you
Because
go
I
into Spy for the first time, don't do it twice. Why do it twice? Just do it once. Go through
It'll,
that down to
it'll cost more if I do it once. Twice. Cost more if I do it once.
well,
Shouldn't make any difference.
why? Because you have to change career twice if you did that.
Yeah, but it shares much more with.
So yeah, but you just go through one, then you go down
Oh,
to the next one, then you move over.
So I'll go
Go
from
through
Courtesan
Bod.
to Watchman to Sewerjack
Yes,
to Spy.
to Spy.
And then
Yeah.
I join. Path
And
of
then
Shadows
then you
together.
join as you move into the path.
Cool.
As your path training is completed by Joros at the end of the Sewerjack section.
The big J.
Big DJ.
Big D.
Yes.
So right in saying the most logical teacher specialty would be
And-
melee basic. For those
That would be
And-
super
And
logical.
it can be
But
10.
if you
Sorry.
finish off there, if you check the talent, it allows you to pretty much teach all of the bits and bobs from your career anyway. That's just the skill you take is just one that you've specialized on, and it gives a skill discount, an XP discount for learning that one. On that, I think it's also worth adding: don't expect that you know your talents perfectly, because all of the talents have been redressed through the course of the late December. Most have been gently tweaked. So do be aware of that. Do check your talents when you're going through. And just to make sure that it's noted, 2 words are important on all the talents. One is skill and one is boon.
We have a question.
I'll wait there just a second while I finish off this bit. If it says skill, the skill is added to the skills of your careers. If it says boon, that's when you get the extra +1 success whenever you successfully do it. Yes, what's the question?
Potrak is asking, is it only the path career that needs all 10
No.
talents, or just a thing for elves in general?
So the elven path, so all our elves need to both complete everything in their career and everything in their path career. So that's from their career path and from their elven path. They need to take the lot on both sides. And it's an essential component of balancing out elves and how they work inside our game. If you use elves rules as written, Rawhammer, as Lindsay liked to refer to that, rules as written, Rawhammer.
Love it.
So if you use Rawhammer rather than LAWhammer, elves are, particularly if you're playing a short-term game, dominant. And it's part of the balancing process that we have in place, allowing elves to both have all the things that elves should have, because elves are freaking awesome inside the Warhammer world, but at the same time, they have significant psychological issues and, of course, soul-based issues which plague them and are reflected through in the rules with our path rules. And it worked quite well. They've been a really nice balancer for everything that's been building on our side. Yes!
Oh, there's actually a thingy question first. Do the thingy question first.
Thingy question first. What's the thingy question?
Nico Gavin, I'm saying that
We
wrong.
still have a drill.
What is the starting
I did
number
it before, but I do now.
The standard 6.
Okay, so that's
It's actually worth thinking.
going to be off the top of my head. Here we go. Right, so in our game, we have no resolve or what's it called? Resolve and resilience. We have no resolve and resilience. There's only fate points. And those fate points are used in exactly the same way as fate points are used. Plus, all the extras that resolve and resilience do are added to our fate points. So we only have basically one meta currency there to make things a little bit easier. And they build up your fortune pool as normal. These fate points can also be used to purchase extra shit. So, for example, you can get yourself some extra, an extra chaotic blood if you're human. And that's a complete chaotic blood, either choice of one or 2 random ones, which is, given some of the chaotic bloods, potentially quite a lot. On top of that, you can buy yourself extra XP by spending fate points. What that represents is not necessarily your character having less fate and thus being better. It often represents a bit of experience. You've been around for a bit longer, your fate points are a bit lower, but you've got more shit on your character sheet, which is more fun. As for how many, I think humans start off with 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head,
What
I
was
think
I've got 2 on my sheet.
no, yeah, that's because you've used some. I'm talking about character generation right at the beginning.
Fair enough.
And I think it's 4. It might be actually 5 for humans. I need to go check it up. I've
What's
got
the
it
question?
written down. How many fate points the different species start with?
4.
Is it 4? Elves are 1. Halflings, I think, are 3, and dwarves are 2. Ogres, I think, are the same as halflings, but I will need to go check that up. In fact, they might only be 2. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't have it sitting right in front of me. But we have changed the numbers from the ones that are inside the Rawhammer version to best reflect not just the balancing aspects of the characters and ensuring that they all work in a relatively balanced fashion, but also reflecting what they actually are in the Warhammer world, where the humanity is pretty much ascended and also the most influenced by chaos, and thus the most likely to have fate points for a variety of reasons. So yeah, I'll need to go double check that because our gnomes are ogres. Oh, gnomes 3. I think gnomes are 3. But yeah, I'll check that up during the break. So hold this. If I don't immediately say after the break what it is. Drop a question into the comments. Immediately say, oh, you said you check this, because I will check it. So I'll go check out and I'll pull the document up because I've got it through in the other room.
Piece of shit, you said.
Yes!
Animal training fox.
Do you even have an animal training in your career?
In Noble.
Oh, nice. Animal training, any?
Any, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you've had a fox all your entire life. I'm well up for that. Animal training, Vulcan-tastic. Yeah, love it.
And is it 15 at 8 and the selection of 8 is in both?
So you're in a third career now?
I will be in the third career. Is
No,
it 10 at 8?
The second career is 10. 10 skills need to be at +8.
No, 8 skills need to be at
8
+10.
skills need to be at +10. God damn it.
But you only get 6 more skills, so that's like...
No, but you've got all the skills
You've got all
from...
the previous skills.
Yeah, all the skills from the careers you've completed.
But
that sit before or in the primary
But
tree.
do you have to take at least one of the...
Nope. You don't need to take any of them if you don't want to, as long as at least
I
8
take
of the skills
Blabber,
are at
do you
+10.
think?
They're extra options, so if there's anything there that you go, do you
I
know
don't know, is
what?
the
You may
Quickish
should
version
have
any
that.
better?
I'm definitely taking that on. Like, I should be able to train foxes, gosh darn it. Then, yeah, drop it in. And if you want to make that your +10, so be it. You could add +25 if you wanted. Do be aware again, as we're in our second career, if you're about to move out to a completely different career path, this is the time when you want to take those extra advances in any skills that you might not have access to when you move out to this career path.
Novel.
How does that count for branching career paths?
So if you go into, say for example, you're in Cleric of Sigmar, and you're an Initiate 1, and then you move over to, say, Warrior Priest. You've got Initiate because it's already completed, so you've got all the skills that are in that. If, for some random reason, you just dropped into the level 2, but is that what you mean?
No, but I've gone Novitiate, Priest, Warrior Priest.
Yes, totally.
So have I still got access to my Priest stuff
Yes.
while I'm in Warrior Priest?
Yes, because you completed it.
But once I leave Warrior Priest, I don't have any.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So any one of the careers that you've completed are part of the skill mix.
And
Yes.
in terms of my lower local,
Yes.
when I was Priest, would that be right command?
That could be Reichland, it could be Ubersreich. I mean, you wandered around. Oh, no, as a priest, as a priest, you were down in Ubersreich.
Yeah.
It might be worth localizing it down
To
in
make it
Ubersreich.
Ubersreich.
Yeah, totally.
But the Dutch of Ubersreich rather than just the town.
Yeah, totally.
Right, so Elric's back on his first career.
Yay!
So he's just his normal 8. I mean, he's beaten it all anyway, but
Correct.
it's his second career. He goes to wandering,
Yeah.
Yep.
journeying. And the second one, just a question on the rules. So for Brights, they have melee, basic, or polearm.
Correct. You don't need. You can choose one of them to take that
Do
slot.
they not train them in both?
Yes, they do. And you'll find at the second level of Bright Wizard, they've got dual wielding for using the both. So you might want to take both. But if you take both, it only counts as one take from the 10 slots that are there.
Yeah, so they don't count for
So
two.
that would mean
that's
you'd
fine.
need at least 9 of them, for example.
Yeah, but it
plus
still
5.
allows them to,
Yeah, totally.
He's so easy.
I would definitely be taking
So if
those.
we're stopping on second for the rest, should Elric move on to his second now, just so that...
Oh, no, it's just the second career, so we'll just stop at the second career, regardless of whether it's tier 2,
he's fine.
tier 1, or whatever. So how close are we to all finishing our second?
Nearly
Almost
there.
there.
Oh, excellent.
Andy, there's a couple of kind of longer questions.
Okay, give me your questions.
Well, first, Sudang raises the question whether she's training the fox or if it falls to chaos whether the fox is grooming Yumi. It's more of a kind of interesting to
What the
discuss.
hell?
I'm saying nothing about foxes grooming you, mate.
And the longer one is another question. I remember an old video of you saying that sooner or later you would have done a post/video on how to create stats for legendary NPCs.
Yes.
I'm going to start my hammer, the enemy within soon. I would like to have the stats for a couple of big NPCs.
Yeah.
Do you, perchance, have a rough estimate on when you'll tackle that? That's from.
I mean, the actual process for doing it's not that difficult. I might actually do a small sequence of videos because I started this process in Enemy in Shadows. That's the first book for the Enemy Within. And at the back of Enemies in Shadows, there's a nice little bit for how to quickly create NPCs by just adding +5s to various skills. And that process was going to be continued, assuming I'd stayed inside the producer job, where I was going to, in Death of the Reich, explain how to build bigger PCs. And then as we moved into the next step, the part we're about to move into, Power Behind the Throne, I was going to start discussing proper big bads and how to build them really fast. So I think it might be worth me doing a small set of streams as to when Give me a few weeks. If I haven't done it, pop into Discord and ping me again. I want to have my living room rebuilt first.
That's not happening next week.
That's not. No, when's that happening?
We don't know yet.
Okay, so that's not an ideal timescale. Because I'm changing
If anyone
computers
would
just
like
now.
to phone Sedgwick and ask them to hurry up, then that would be great.
Yeah, it's been a right nightmare through in that other room. Loosely speaking, it's all a bit of a let's say a mess through there in the other room, where our makeshift living room rather than our streaming living room, and it just puts a kibosh into all of our plans because everything feels a touch uncomfortable. There's constantly people coming along saying, "We'll fix this, we'll fix that," because we had an entire. Yeah, quite. We had an entire flood of boiling water go through our ceiling, which was great, by the way. Or not great. Yeah, just marvelous. So give me another ping in a couple of weeks if I haven't already started the process of setting that up. Also, while I'm here, we're going to be doing a big on the Lorebeards. In fact, it's going to be on my channel. It's going to be the LAWhammer channel this week. So this Sunday, we're going to be doing ourselves a big introduction to Warhammer stream this Sunday. Then discussing all the basics of Warhammer and all the basics of the different factions and species of Warhammer as well. This one has been requested several times on both Sotek's channel and over on LAWhammer, so we've decided to tackle it. And by the way, it's a nightmare. We've been discussing it gently in the background as to exactly how we're going to do it, and it's fair to say that it's an enormous subject, while simultaneously we want to make it as easy as possible for us to present to everyone. So that's going to be this Sunday at 4 p.m. UK time, or whatever your local time might be. You can watch that over on the LAWhammer channel, over on YouTube and on Twitch this Sunday. That's going to be super fun. So yeah, give us a couple of weeks in that one.
Rez349 has said, hi Andy, how would you decide which lore of magic Gerhardt would have gotten if Ed decided to gamble?
Spoilers.
So I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I won't answer this with Ed in the room, nor will I answer this somewhere that Ed might see. Let's just say that I had a system prepared for it, and it may not have gone in the way he liked. It may have gone in a way better than he expected. It would have certainly not been...
Spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers. I might actually take that one up over on the GM blog because I've got a bunch of GM blogs. I was intending on doing like 5 or 6 of them over Christmas, but then COVID came along. Nurgle decided to sit in my ass, and it sucked. Yes.
Missing a talent.
Oh, what talent are you missing?
Rover.
Rover no longer exists.
So it's still in the career.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why it's
for Journey.
For Journey.
I'm just looking ahead, but yeah. So got Nose for Trouble, Rover, Season Traveller, and Tenacious.
Okay, so add Silent Step.
Silent Step.
Yeah. And that'll be Silent Step Rural, I think. Probably.
It was also...
Well, he's a bright, maybe not.
Yeah.
It
I might
was
not
also
add
in the Elf Heritage.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch that one.
But don't worry, because I was always going to take Schemer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
'Cause I have
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
How are we for completing our second careers?
Done.
Done? How you doing over there, Sage?
I'm still counting. Also, I just realized that the talent that I couldn't find from the random talents that I thought I had, I used to have marksman.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I re-rolled it, so I guess
Yeah.
on
What did you get when you reroll?
lightning reflexes.
Oh,
So
I'll let you
agility.
choose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, choose one or the other.
OBS is disconnected. Attempting to reconnect.
Oh dear.
That's annoying.
Take
Marksman.
So are we offline just now?
Yeah. We're still recording.
So we're still recording. Interesting.
Look,
So this is the
frozen.
blank bit. Those who are currently sitting over on Twitch, they can't see. But those of you who are watching on YouTube much later, you can see.
Oh,
It's cancelled, Dan!
So, right,
That
here's
is fantastic.
Andrew.
Yes.
We're back.
We're back. Excellent. Hello, everyone again on Twitch. Apart from we had a dip.
I don't think I'm not sure I'm
Should be
going to
back
have
soon.
enough lore locals to have all the lore locals that I've used.
Right.
Right? So if I'm in
But can you get
Hustler,
season traveler anywhere?
Oh yeah, it's a new video now. That's what's happened.
Okay, good to know. Let's stitch them together.
not for a while,
I
but
wouldn't.
But you can get it because
Yeah.
that can fill it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I was
check the
just
season
gonna-
traveler talent.
Well, what I was going to say was, see, Hustler's got lower local, and
Yes.
then I go into Bod, which is the next level up.
Yes,
so
you can choose a
presumably-
different local.
So I can choose a different lower local.
Okay, so
I
this
do
is
have
something
enough
that is
lower
worth
locals.
discussing. Talents that have got options, like, for example, lore any, or language any, or, I don't know, it could be weapon any, or whatever it might be, melee any. When you change career, they reset completely. So say, for example, you're a noble, and you go from noble level 1, Scion, into noble level 2. I don't know if you went to noble level 2, but if you did,
I have, yes.
okay, that means the fencing that you took first time round is no longer there. Okay, it's now just a melee any that you can choose any melee with. You might choose melee basic, for example.
Another any.
But
No.
you
Yes,
could, but you still could
I
use
thought
it
you
for
were
melee
saying-
fencing to
But
reduce
yes,
the
if you
XP
wish-
cost to get it from 5 to 10.
Correct. So you could use it. You could continue using it for that.
Sorry, stop.
And-
Say that again?
That
Yeah,
that doesn't. That's what I think you just said there. Doesn't add. That's not an extra one.
I'm not reducing the cost.
You,
Do I
there's
reduce
no
the cost?
reduction of cost.
Okay.
No, but
fine.
if
It's
it
just an
resets, right? If it resets
Yes.
to melee any,
Yes.
and he's already got melee rapier 5, and he wants
Yes.
to have melee rapier 10
Yes.
as his
Yes.
second career skill,
Yes.
then he can reset it to melee rapier
Yeah, so
and
he can
just
get an extra
spend
5
5
points.
to 10, rather than saying, "Oh, now it's melee brawling and it has to be."
Yeah, and
I
extra
have to
10
spend
points.
10
or whatever.
points.
Yeah,
I thought
absolutely.
you said you
Yes.
reset it and then you get cheaper.
No,
No,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no.
There's not a discount.
Just
Still don't
just
understand.
maximize it.
Okay, right. I shall explain it one more time to make sure we all
Yeah.
understand. When you're in Scion,
Yeah.
you've got yourself melee any,
Yes.
and you can use that for any one of the melee skills that makes sense for you in that career at that point. You couldn't choose, for example, melee tree, because you're not a giant.
Can't lift a tree.
And lifting trees, tough for you. You took, let's say, melee fencing, and let's say you took 5 points of it. Done. When you complete the career and you move on to another one, you have access to all the skills on the next step up. Say you go to rank 2, so you've got the 6 skills in rank 2, and you've got the 10 skills in rank 1, so you complete that career. So you've now got 16 skills you can access, and all of those skills reset. So it now becomes melee any again. So you don't need to use it to purchase fencing. You could purchase more fencing.
Oh, right,
Okay,
fine.
but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could
I
instead
can
turn it
just
to
go,
melee
oh,
basic.
Yeah.
But you can't do both. You have to choose.
Correct. You've got
Yeah,
to make a
okay,
choice.
I
You can't
understand.
make it both.
Could I use my ranged any in noble to get ranged explosives?
Ranged explosives, no, because that's not appropriate for when you were young. Have you considered the melee any as melee fan?
Well, when we last talked about it, we were gonna use perform dance as the skill instead.
Yes, we were.
Are you happy with that?
I'm
still?
also happy with you doing that.
Okay, cool. I might do that instead.
Yep, sounds good.
Now, this is not a thing that is, I don't think, relevant to anybody
dance.
yet. But
Fan dancing.
Later on, once people are into the careers,
Keep going.
Just give up.
Sandy?
Your question is
What?
lame and you should feel lame.
once people are into the careers that took place while we were streaming,
Yeah.
I now have the new talent that exists, teacher.
Yes.
So does that mean during this process people
No.
could? No. Okay. That's fine. Just checking.
Yeah. We're going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it,
totally.
though.
But yeah, a good call. No, I will keep it simple. We'll use that for the next steps
I was
as we
saying,
move in.
what if one potential exception, which is what I took as a specialty, melee basic, because with certain people I've been making them train it.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
you might not want to spend XP on
Let's,
it.
let's just say he was being a dick and didn't purchase
Yeah.
those points.
No. Absolutely not.
Andy, when it comes
Basic.
to my next one,
Not
Yes.
the
basic.
Journey
Oh,
Apprentice
right.
only has 6 skills.
That's
listed.
correct, because you'll
They tie into the
correct.
base.
So you've got the 6 plus the 8 skills that you've
Yes.
got from the apprentice. So there I work. And if you go into after this senior apprentice, for example, because he was a senior apprentice for some time, he was. Because if you remember, he stayed in the college and he got a group of people and trained them up. So he was a senior apprentice for almost 2 years. So that's perhaps where he'll get access to all of the skills from both careers he's completed already, which would be the.
Does anyone want cool tattoos? That is a skill that he will get.
You don't need to take those skills.
If you
Yes.
take that
because-
skill,
I hear you loud and clear. We're tatting out. We're going to be a badass crew.
if you take that skill, you may
Liverpool wants his
blaming
tonsure
you
free
for
tattoo.
The actual completion of that career
That
can
gives
cost
them to
almost
work,
0
right?
SP because
Well,
it's the
more than
same
you to
tier.
achieve it. Tattoos.
It's rank 2.
Mhm.
So that means you'll already have, because you've completed the journey in one. In fact, it should be senior apprentice
Should be
before
the other way
journey.
around,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally. But whichever. you'll already have a bunch of skills at +5. So when you do it, ping, done.
He's not got there yet. Anyway. He's still that basic apprentice now for this stage.
Yeah. So if you do that, you'll find that the next one to complete is super fast. You can often do it for like 50 XP, 100 XP if you take a talent, maybe 200 if you take a couple of talents. Because the actual parts are almost free to move through.
Yeah, it costs him 25 to move into it because it doesn't share all the same keywords.
Yeah, it's like tiny amounts.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, nothing. You're done. Anyone else?
Get blather, Ed. Would you like me to get blather?
You get blather.
I said
Yeah, you can join our blather
Wait
crew.
until you see how ever blather someone with just
I
like a 4-word sentence.
I need 10 in 3 attributes as well.
3 attributes, yes.
I actually don't have access to blather. Oh yes, I do. There it is. Yeah, it's fine.
I've lost access to blather though.
Yes, you have.
I had it. Chose not to take it because it seems rubbish.
Blather's great.
But I'd have to do it in Quakish. So
But on multiple occasions, we have been in sort of voice-based standoffs with Skaven.
and it turned out fine, didn't it? We only
Yeah, but
nearly
imagine if
died.
you could have stunned them. That might have bought us a round to run away. I was like, wait, what? Where are they gone? or charge them valiantly and attack.
Okay, so who's finished? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all done, right? How many XP we all spent as we go
Total?
Total?
Oh my god, I need to work this out.
3,500.
Oh, it's come fast.
2,680.
Interesting.
1,300.
1,300, much lower, and rightly so.
28 around.
Round that, yep.
2165.
2165. Numbers.
Do maths.
I've completed it. Wait.
2,225.
1,225.
For anyone in my sheet, I've added an extra tab where I'm tracking the XP spend in every career.
See, Andy's like totally organized, man. Spreadsheet king.
I've got one too.
I am
I'm
the
just not
designated
showing.
grown-up.
Yeah, I've got one too. I'm just not showing it to you.
I'm scribbling it to the left.
There you go.
All right, career number 3. Some of you will be moving into tier 1s again.
Tier 3.
Or some of you will be moving
two,
into
two.
entirely different career paths. Do be aware, just that the second you move to a new career path, you'll no longer be able to increase any of the skills that you purchased from your other ones unless they're in the career that you're moving into. You will be finished. So if there is any of those skills that you want to get just a little bit higher, now's the time to do it.
I'm going to take blather.
Yeah, or talents indeed.
Now, when we originally made Leopold, he
Yes.
didn't pay XP to change into Warrior Priest because of the way it happened.
That's correct.
Is that the same, or do you want me to pay this time?
Technically, Albert got a free move into Bright, so.
So yeah, what I'm
I got a free move too.
Yeah.
And I did.
I mean, I also...
You know what? I reckon we can all have one free move.
Well, I'm
I'm a good guy.
I'm also later I got a free move into Augur as well. So do you want me to pay for Warrior Priest?
You and your free moves.
Just for me, another question again.
Yes.
I'm going to have 2 tier 2 kind of
Yes.
lateral. Actually, a third.
You do
because
one and
the
then you
Bright
do the
Wizard's
other.
also a tier 2.
Yeah,
career, so it's
absolutely
3.
is.
Can I kind of just take from journeying and senior to use that as one career for this?
No, you do it as you do each one in turn. Okay, so you do
Yeah.
senior apprentice first.
Yeah.
You complete senior apprentice, then you move over to journeying,
That's going to be a lot of XP.
and take whatever you want out of that. But you'll find because they're tier 2, you've already got the +5s already, so you've completed the characteristics and the skills already.
Characteristics are done. They're fine
Yeah,
for a
totally.
while.
And the skills will also be done because you only need 8 and you already have them all.
Yeah, at +10.
Yeah, totally. You already have them. So it's just a matter of do you want any of the skills that are in that new career and do you want any of the talents?
Giving
that are there?
tattoos to people. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's-
Can't miss out on those
Given.
tattoos.
Andy,
Yes,
Courtesan has composed any
yes,
lore heraldry,
yes.
which I've never used.
Well, perhaps you were being a secretive little spy person.
Yeah, that sounds like.
So
me,
I'm
doesn't
quite happy for her to have access
it?
to.
But compose any. What do you think?
That could be writing. That could be music.
She
that-
gets an automatic success on composed music because of her perfect pitch and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about.
Don't you want our experimental
my random
flute
talent.
band to be a success?
Artistic.
I'm not
Yes.
It gave me a skill.
Yes.
Are you not going to?
That's added to every single career.
So it's
It's just in your career list, and that can count as one
How
of
quickly
the
I was replaced.
8 skills that you've got to. If you,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, take it
That's
to
beautiful.
plus 10, that means every career you'll
One's
go
more
into
Yeah.
from that point onwards has already got 1 skill.
I'm not going to say the next one.
No,
That's
got it.
useful. Yeah, you got it.
It's a
When
good way
you
to
play
complete careers.
her.
And Andy, you can do both of the things for free. It's each
Yes.
fair,
Okay,
given the
cool.
nature of how the
Oh,
story
we're
goes.
gonna take it.
Okay.
You're going
Yes.
to read it
So,
too.
why not?
Yeah.
Just read things really fast. Like gold signs.
You should do it.
Planning to make.
None.
As many as people are willing to drop into our Discord. So I'll just say that question one more time in case you didn't hear Erin in the corner. We were asked how many chaotic blood traits are we going to make, and the answer is as many as we can get. We want a D1000 table. Over in Discord, there's a thread already for LAWhammer rules, I think, down there, and it's got chaotic blood traits. It's got access through to the spreadsheet online. If you want to go look at them all, they're all there for you to have a look at. And there's been some suggestions made by other people over the course of time as to extra ones that could be added. If you've got any ideas for ones you'd like added, just drop in there and add them in, and we'll slowly but surely build ourselves up a table until eventually we have ourselves a full D1000 table of them, which will be kind of freaking awesome. I hope that answers that one for you.
Should Albert teach anything?
How to be a dick? No, I don't know.
Because he gets that from the senior.
What can you teach?
But it'd be teaching stuff in the bright, so it'd be like
Melee.
melee, polearm.
Magic stuff? You teach magic stuff?
Mm,
For no apparent reason?
Probably.
In the college, you probably
Yeah, in the
wouldn't
college,
be
you
allowed.
absolutely
Yeah,
can.
you wouldn't be allowed to do it
Yeah.
outside.
Allowed
Well,
schmel.
but
gonna
you can take the is it the teach skill? The
Yeah.
talent. So the teach talent allows you to teach any careers that you've completed,
Mhm.
which is obviously handy when you're doing the teaching things. Plus, it also allows you to teach other people skills that are from your careers.
But is it
And
not like choose the talent, choose what you're teaching?
and
in
you
that
choose
moment?
one, and what you do is you choose one skill. Like for example, let's say melee basic. That was the one that Andy chose, and that's one that you can teach to anybody, and they get an XP reduction.
Mhm.
Okay, that's in addition to the other stuff that you can do with it. So, for example, you could take the obvious one is something like channeling,
Can I
but
borrow
it could be something completely
Can
different.
you reach 2 seconds and I'm just writing down what they all do.
Yes, yes,
Is forgery art?
Forgery is its own talent, and it is indeed art. Okay, so if you wish to forge stuff, you need the forgery talent.
Okay.
That allows you to duplicate somebody else's stuff.
want to paint something that looks a lot like it, but isn't.
Isn't
Yeah.
entirely right.
That would just be standard art checks, according to the particular art skill you've got, but you don't get the benefit of the forger talent, which means it won't necessarily be as effective.
But can I increase my random talents whenever I want as well, or
If
is
there are
that?
ones that can increase, yes.
Oh,
Not
okay.
all talents can increase,
Sure,
for
yeah.
example.
Oh, interesting.
I will also drop right now that all of our talents that add +5 to one of the characteristics in our game don't. They add +5 or +1d10. You can choose.
I don't have any of them anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
indeed.
none
So,
of them.
has anybody taken any of those, and has
No.
anybody risked the roll?
Anyone, sorry?
Savvy, suave, etc.
There's a
Oh,
new
I've
rule.
got Savvy and Suave.
They're +5 or +1d10.
You
You
shouldn't.
don't get a reroll.
You shouldn't roll.
You're right, I probably should.
+5 is safe. +1d10, less safe, but potentially. I mean, just look at the excitement from
Yeah.
Ed there. One! Yes! I'm the most suave right
It's back to
clander.
rolling dice odds, Ed. You know it.
I don't have any this
100%.
time.
How could I
I
lose?
There you
had
go.
quite a few last time, which is annoying.
Oh, it's a 50%. It's not bad, is it?
Well, I've also got lightning reflexes.
Lightning
Yeah,
reflex, yeah.
Actually, technically, you've always got the 5, so it's actually a little bit worse. Oh, but I could do it. I could be really, really smart, couldn't I? Didn't know that.
As I said, make sure you check the talents that you're
Yeah.
taking,
Rubber.
because
Can you-
many of them
you
have
know,
got little
you
changes.
said you could always take skills. No, you can always take talents.
If
you've
you've
got
taken
them.
a talent once, you can always take it
But
from
you
that
can't
point
take
onwards.
skills if you're out of the career
Correct,
path. What
yes.
about characteristics?
Characteristics you can't take unless they're inside your career.
Is that
Shit.
also the same for the talents that come with your
Correct, yes.
background?
So if they come from your background, yes, you can take them further. So say, for example, what talent, for example?
Savvy?
Savvy. Savvy
Savvy.
can only be taken once. Again, check the talents. They've got a limit
Oh, is it?
on those ones.
Okay.
In fact, it might be
You
worth...
did? Yeah.
Yeah, check the talent itself. Can you check up the Savvy talent just to make sure that
I shall
that
read
is...
it out. Savvy.
You're savvy, you are.
Savvy.
Savvy.
I'm gonna roll it.
Go for it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Savvy, max 1. You're smarter than the
Nice.
average.
Six! You got plus 1%!
You're smarter than the average bear. Add 5
So
or
bad.
1d10 to your initial int. There
And
you
also
go.
add a picnic basket.
No, a picnic basket.
Smarter
I
than
said
your
that.
average
It's
bear.
my accent.
The discrimination coming from me was
Unbelievable.
just
I
absolutely
actually
awful.
did that. I didn't do the thing.
I don't know what you gave to me.
I know.
Apologies for shouting quite heavily there. I got a little excited.
I don't think any apologies are required.
You know how like jocks get really like, oh, well scoring. Like,
Next time we get a vote.
Aye, we're losers. It's fine. I've made peace with it.
Law, academic, or philosophy? No.
Okay, so lore academic
Yeah.
is any one of the academic lores, obviously. So
Does
that's
that-
things that includes philosophy.
Well, yeah. So it's either or philosophy. Now I have got philosophy.
Yes.
It's been useful once.
Mhm.
And that's about it.
Well, you have
However-
tried to use it a lot more times than
Yes,
that.
I
'cause It's
have.
always been fun.
Yeah.
And I always hate the fact that it just never really works. Is engineering considered an academic?
It is, but he never studied engineering.
How do you know, man?
Because he never studied engineering? Have you got the arts yet?
The art?
The
The
arts. Because he
Lore
did
the
study
arts.
the arts.
Oh shit! No, I
And
haven't
you've
got.
used that a lot. on
Then
Steam.
you use that one a
I
lot.
haven't got any of those.
You might want to get the arts in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then I've also got language, ancient or local, which I don't. I think I did classical last time, but then
Classical makes the most sense, yeah.
later on as a physician, I get language classical as a standard.
Yes, you do.
So, but
I
I
mean, you
don't
could
get.
just skip
Old
that.
Bergen.
You could just skip that one in general. If you
I
want.
don't get
I mean,
Eltharine though.
That's no.
You're never getting
But
Eltharine.
it's
That's
My-
is that not an ancient language?
no.
No.
It's ancient human language. If you're an elf, you can take Eltharine as one of your language locals. Or you could take Anaquayan as a language ancient, but you're not an elf, you're a human.
Right.
And I suppose if you had teacher, I guess, and the human had perfect pitch,
And I cared.
and you get it,
Yeah.
you could.
As Nico
Not you,
marked,
you could.
marked quite neatly there. Nice try, Ed.
If he could read it, Ed could speak Eltharine. It would just sound like crap.
No, it would be completely different meanings because the
Yeah.
tone. So, like,
Yeah.
if you met an elf says a pitch word to indicate what
I get you. Yeah.
what octave they're in, and that changes the meaning for them, only for them.
How many? What kind of range does an elf's voice have?
They've got an 8-octave range.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Elf,
elves.
bullshit.
Octave.
and-
Come on. They're
Oh, sorry, no,
pianos.
not their octave range, their key. What key they're
And it's
speaking
also
in.
the key
essentially.
that they're using too.
Sing
And elves
that.
can, our elves can also throw two pictures out at once.
Oh, they can do the Mongolian.
It's similar, yeah.
You
Okay.
imagine what happens when you push him down the stairs.
Andy, Andy,
Punches like a cat.
right, I get graceful,
Yes.
and you can choose a perform
One of your
to go
perform.
with.
Yes.
Is it one of the performs you already have?
Yeah. Well, in fact, it makes no sense to choose one you don't have.
I don't know why I asked that.
Why
Oh,
would
wait.
you do something you can't do?
While I was
So it has to be dance, because that's all I've
Yes,
got.
Bodle race.
Do you have bottle race?
Yeah, so yeah, you could choose graceful for that. Yeah, a very graceful
We're all
walk.
nothing in this world.
And what does the
You
benefit
can
provide?
see the forms.
Mm.
The
Quite
benefit
cool.
is you add it to every career you're in,
What the hell am I looking for?
and you get a boon.
Special.
You know,
So that's
vision.
so it just
It's
adds it to every career and it
it's
provides
got
you
boon,
with
that thing, and
yeah.
skill adds to, and you can't score fewer successes than the number of times you have it.
That's the one. So it makes you good at it.
I'm not really a dancer.
You're a bot. Good to know.
I mean, I'm gonna take dance.
Can I ask a rules question, Andy?
Yes, goes on.
If you have boons that could stack, do they stack?
There should be none, although there's a couple here or there, and
Yeah.
yes, they do.
So intuition and intuition on holy ground.
Yes, you've got a special one, and
Yeah.
yes, they do stack, and purposely so. This is something that our version of the talents does to a significant degree, and that is remove stacking. There are very few talents that can stack up, except for some supernatural ones or some species-specific benefits, where certain species, like those bullshit elves, have got some advantages that other people don't. So in the few rare occasions in our talents where they do stack, they definitely do indeed stack. How you done?
Oh, I'm waiting for the talent.
Go for it, yours.
Right, thank you. I was just debating whether we could
Does the
consider.
fox count as charm animal?
Charm animal, the fox would be a part of that, yes.
Because it says it has the bestial trait, but I have no idea what the fox is anymore. So,
Yeah, charm animal is most certainly something that I think she would likely have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
dance for board.
I'd go for bod. I mean, she's never been a dancer.
I've taken it at 15.
She was working in the brass hole for years.
Rude.
I've totally
We call it the golden hoop.
Sorry, the golden hoop.
Golden hoop sounds worse.
What about brass hoop?
No.
That's just an earring.
Okay.
Rusty hoop.
Yeah, no. Right out.
That's a move.
Right, so are we done?
No.
I think you'll have to just because we've got more careers than other people. So
Yeah.
should we just bash
Can I
on?
just move
You know, I
on?
think it's time. Now
That's
everyone
time.
knows what they're doing. Yeah, I think it's now time. So, this is you moving on to what, your third career now?
Yeah.
Yep, superb. And
Well,
anyone
no.
else who's ready? One,
Fourth.
two, three, fourth. Nice.
And stop talking now. Stop talking now, everyone.
And again, if anyone has any questions out there about what we're doing or about any of the decisions that they've made, feel free to just drop them into the comments and they will be pitched over towards me by our wonderful corner
This is
goblin.
just a funny statement.
Uh-huh.
Pure heart, charm animal. Yumi is looking more and more like a Disney princess. And Lord Master Sotek has just come on.
Hey, Sotek! Nice to see you out there.
What did you say? Compose writing. That would be
Compose
letters.
writing, that would be letters, that would be just formal writing in general
That's
as well.
useful.
Yeah, that's very useful.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Maybe I'll take compose music.
That might be nice to be able to, form that experimental loop band.
I've done more writing than I have.
I've not taken play loop.
You haven't?
No.
You have
You've
to.
got to take it if you've got it.
You used it so
You
many
did
times.
so many
Right at the very beginning, we said
It's
if you've
been
used it quite a
terrible.
bit, you've got. Yep.
Take 1 point of it.
Okay.
You don't need to take much. You can take
Yeah.
a tiny amount.
Take 1 point and be hilariously bad.
Question here,
Yes.
Nicky Zitz, said, sorry if it's already been asked, but is there a reason/catalyst for the character rework?
Yeah. At the beginning of the stream, we briefly discussed this out. There are a few reasons why we're redoing our characters. The most, let's say, important one is that after a year of playing these characters, they are not what we initially built. The characters that we have organically grown as we've moved from one career into another and into another, and we've expanded their backgrounds, often no longer matches the actual character that they have sitting in front of them on their character sheets. So, for example, if we've got, say, Birdie. Birdie, we always knew, and spoilers if you haven't been watching the show, and seriously, if you haven't been, close your ears. She was raised as a Skaven slave and an envoy down there, and she went to Skaven school to even understand what being a human was. She is quite literally a spy, but had never been in the spy career. And that's something that was missing from her past. We sort of knew that was the case, but we started with the rules as written, effectively, which meant that she didn't have anything more than a basic career. By the time she started playing as Birdie, she had already been a rat catcher, a sewer jack, a spy, and more, but she just had a single career on her sheet, which was rat catcher. And that was something that we wanted to loosely tackle so that we could fill out the background. Somewhat similarly, Alan Menowith started off as a spy, but in truth, she's been kicking around down in Nuln for years, working out from a brothel, going down the sewers in a variety of sewer jack roles. She had moved off and worked with the Thames for a while. She then hiked it all the way up towards the Laurelon Forest and was hanging around there for a good couple of decades as well. None of that has been reflected on her initial character sheet. So this is an opportunity for us to sit down, think of what our characters actually are, and then work through those careers and build the characters that we would have built if we'd known all of that shit at the beginning. And you'll find that for some of the PCs, they will probably buy mostly the same stuff, because it's quite important that the characters that we build Ed, reflect what they've done inside the stream so far. But for others, they're going to be taking quite a different route through their careers to try and ensure that they get the character that they feel they should have originally had in the first place. So I hope that answers it. There's a little bit more, and that's that we've toyed with the rules and screwed about with some things as well, meaning that some of the talents have changed. They're no longer necessarily as important as they once were. For example, instinctive diction for wizards in our game is massively different. It's very much a talent that is used by bad witches or untrained witches, meaning that none of the college careers have got instinctive diction in them. However, all the witchy careers and all of the side careers that are fringe magic users do. And if you want to see our talents, I think they're all up on our blog over on Patreon. And as I recall, they were last updated at the end of last year. We made about 20 minor updates since then, including a couple of extra talents added on. I'll rejig that list later on this week and then update it for you all. So hopefully that answers it all. Any questions from out here? As we go?
How many characteristics do you need? Do you need all of them?
You need
plus
3.
10?
3.
Oh, 3.
3.
Oh.
3. We do our characteristics differently to Roleplaying, as in rules as written Warhammer, where it requires you to have all of the characteristics in your current career at the requisite number of advances. We don't do that. We only choose 3 of them, meaning that we get different types of characters from the same careers. They don't all come out as carbon copies of each other. So not all scholars will necessarily have the same set of advances in their scholastic characteristics. Gives a little bit more individuality there, and it also provides a little bit more player agency in terms of what they want to add on or not add on to their characteristics.
I've got a question
Yes.
for the players.
For us.
Do any of the players keep a journal from their character's perspective of their adventures?
So the question there, you didn't hear it, was, do any of our lovely characters keep a journal of their characters' adventures? Any of our players, pardon.
From their perspective, this is my journal from Alamanway's perspective. Although obviously in real life it would be written in Eltharine.
Obviously.
Nice.
I have one, but it's a work in progress because I'm doing it retrospectively. So it's going to take me a while. We've done a lot of episodes.
I have a very basic one, but I have written out some like priests and some blessings and invocations for Sigmar.
Fabulous. Mine's even got a decoding page for a letter we got, and it's got Yume's spirit companion, and it's got my Khalazid. Khalazid, I always get that the wrong way round. Kazalid, thank you. It's got her dwarf runes decoding that she's been slowly doing as she acquires knowledge from Leopold and various other dwarves. Master Rune
Is
of
Scalf
Valor.
Blackhammer on there?
Now,
Is Scalf Blackhammer on there?
So Scalf Blackhammer, to begin with, you didn't tell us it was Scalf Blackhammer, so I've just got it down as this rune is on the sword Barakul, not Kazalid, that Leopold knows. But then later we found out it was the master rune of Scalf Blackhammer, so I've added that to my decoding.
and once we actually turn it, I'll actually be able to teach you language Castellan if you actually want to learn it.
Well, we haven't got that far. I've got a collection of songs of Nuln from my time in Nuln. I collected many songs. Some are tunes well known over the Empire. I have heard them over again.
We've disconnected again.
I'm clearly just bored.
Everybody's like,
just like, nah.
Too much elf.
Too much elf.
And there is a question which about magic, which was it?
Magic question.
To get access to any talent granted to language and magic. Case or all the players end up being opera singers.
Are we redoing the magic? Because I noticed that the arcane magic's moved to elemental, but like
it's the same thing. Arcane and
but in terms of how Elric gets his spells, we currently actually don't have rules for that.
It's exactly the same spells as they are currently standing. The update for the rules don't change the spells or the XP cost for buying them.
Yeah.
And or the
Just
spell name. So
100 per.
So we know exactly when it cut off.
Absolutely. So are we back online?
No, not yet.
And is it recording?
It is recording.
Oh, so again, we're in one of those little special YouTube moments.
Whilst we're recording, a little preview. I have a Fox notebook, but the only thing I have in character is a list of ways to call Gerhard an idiot in Beadscant.
So really, just the useful stuff.
Yeah, just the useful.
So I got to make sure I'm over 50.
Is it just trying to reconnect?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
He's
I'm-
still streaming.
Oh,
It's not,
don't-
like,
I
exclusive.
think
Yeah.
it might be
Might need to restart.
my
Join me.
Once
iPad is reconnecting.
Oh, apparently it's reconnecting over there.
So I
the
don't know if
suspense is
it's-
killing me here.
Can we still ask questions while
Yes,
we're
go
waiting
for
it
it.
to come back up? So, looking at Spy 2,
Spy,
Spy
two,
rather
so
than
spy.
Warhammer.
Yep, the
Yeah.
spy career.
I also use
Secret Signs any,
Yes.
that would be
Yeah.
scalable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take secret signs and just for the sake of ease, call them scaling.
Okay.
Yeah, secret signs
That's
scaling.
fine.
So that means that because you've done that several times, you've been reading their not just the Queekish, but you've been reading little marks from.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just said that I could read them before I didn't actually have a skill that did it. And I'm assuming as well that we're taking Queekish as being my base language, so I don't have to
Yes.
take language Queekish.
Correct.
Does perform go off your agility? Play your decks and entertain your fellowship.
Entertain.
Entertains fellowship.
Yeah, I
Plays
think,
decks.
um,
performs
yes,
agility.
Yes. We will take a brief moment to have a break. Giving us an opportunity at this side to double check all the tech. As far as we can tell, though, it wasn't the tech that was causing the issue there. It was our attempts to connect through to Twitch just weren't working. So we had to restart until eventually it connected through. And that had nothing to do with anything we were doing. So here's for hoping that everything will be fine for the second part. So other than that, let's just take a moment to take a break, have ourselves relaxed while I go and check what the fate points for all the different species are inside our rules, because I haven't forgotten that I promised to do that at the beginning of the stream. So I'll go do that while we have ourselves a break for some food, some drink, and for some running to the toilets. And we will see you all back very soon. Welcome back. Hopefully we're actually streaming live this time, unlike earlier where our stream went down. Apparently an issue with our connection through to Twitch. Assuming everything's all right, we are currently still making our way through all of our characters. Everybody's hit about career number 4 now, is that correct?
Yes.
You're finished everything. Excellent. One person is now completely done. How about everyone else?
Almost there.
I
Is that
just
all XP
finished.
spent? Is that and what career had you reached?
He's
Same as you were
in Bright
before?
Wizard, yeah.
Yeah, and all XP spent?
Still left over because he's wanting his next career from a solo episode.
Uh-huh.
But that might need to wait till Middenheim.
So how much are you sitting on?
600.
Okay, so not very much.
So he spent more than he had.
Yeah, totally.
I'm on 5 out of 11. I'm just entering Ratcatcher.
Entering Ratcatcher, lovely. How's the XP total work?
Actually, it's not too bad because there's a lot of overlap. So I've spent 3,600 up to this point.
Okay, good. How's
I'm-
everyone else doing?
I'm only on 5 of 9 and I'm already at 4,990.
Oh, it's going to be tough for you,
You're gonna
particularly
get
given what
nerfed.
your issues with the path that you're going to be on as well.
Yeah.
How about you, Ed? How you doing?
I am halfway through
Uh-huh.
up to physician, getting to physician, but I've got a lot of stuff that like is all shared, so I get a lot of easy career progress basically
Yeah.
for those 3 things. And I've spent 6,145.
Oh, wow.
But that's because I've smashed my intelligence, so I'm all the way up at a base level 86. Swinging in the top 90s for the things that I've got advancements in. So.
Oh, love it. And how's
Don't
how's you
put
make
it
it?
towards me. Oh no!
I think there's something gone wrong with my can. Pouring it over their head.
I'm
How
gonna
about
give
yourself?
it the rest.
You're expendable, Ed.
I
Yeah.
I've done Silent Noble and finished Envoy just now. I'm now moving over to the Cult of Renaud,
Excellent.
and I'm at almost 5,000.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're about the right place. And how's Leopold doing over there?
So I'm in auger now, so
Uh-huh.
it's like penultimate one.
Oh.
And
How's the-
I'm currently at just over 7,000.
Talent's getting
But
good now.
the thing is, the thing with where he's got to is there's so much overlap of skills and
Yeah,
talents.
yeah,
now.
totally. It's quite
Sorry,
easy
skills
to
and
go through
stats.
it. Yeah.
So I may then go back to some of the earlier
And then
levels
add a couple of bits.
yeah.
Totally. That's one of the joys of doing it this way, because you can go back and go, well, I've got an extra couple of hundred. I'll go back to that talent up one extra time.
Yeah.
Maybe added a few extra points onto that skill.
Mm.
On his front, what careers does good old Elric gone through now?
So he's gone through something Magister, Apprentice, Jade. Then he went into the Bright Apprentice career,
Uh-huh.
moved into Senior Bright Apprentice, then to Bright Journey Apprentice, and then graduated with Bright Wizard.
Superb. And is there any talents in there that you didn't have before?
He's taken Blather,
Nice.
and he's now got Dual Wielder, as he never had that before.
Oh, sweet.
He's dropped. He had paid for Resistance Flame.
Yeah,
or Fire,
didn't need that this time.
and he's also dropped Menacing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
He tried, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It's just not him, is it?
Blather, it is.
Yeah, I quite like that. So if you want to actually see what he's chosen, his character sheet can be seen online right now, where he's been filling it in, I presume. The link for that's over in our Discord. It was posted way early in the chat as well.
I've just been erasing other people's sheets.
Yeah, quite right
As
too.
they put it.
That explains a lot, actually.
And again, if you've got any questions as to the decisions that perhaps Dad has made for Elric, you've got any questions about anything that we're doing or what the heck's going on, if you've just arrived at the stream right now, feel free to just drop that into the comments, because this is not our normal role-playing session. This is us sitting down and rejigging our characters and sorting them out from the very ground all the way back up again. And a lot of fun has been had so far. I will also drop in that before the break, about a good hour before the break, I was asked how many fate points each one of the different species have inside our version of the game, and I couldn't remember off the top of my head, so I had to go running off and check the computer in the other room while we were on break. So in our game, our humans have got 4 fate points, and then it drops right down to the gnomes, the halflings, and the dwarfs, who have 2 fate points. And then you've got the elves and the ogres, who have 1 fate point. That's what they start off with. And those fate points can be cashed in for some extra stuff during cartridge generation in our game, as well, as I discussed earlier in the stream. In fact, I posted up all of the stats that we use for each of the 6 species in our game over on Discord. So if you want to go check over on Discord in the LAWhammer chat stream, you'll find all of the stats over there. And yeah, that should do for that. Any more questions? Just fire them over. You were asking something about South and language and stuff just before we were about to restart.
I've got a law. What have I got? I've got a language any, basically.
Yes.
And I'm just trying to figure out a decent one. So I've got Bretonnian, Caslid, and Amberigon.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Yeah.
Karen?
Wastelander?
Pardon? Wastelander? Wastelander is most certainly a possibility.
That's
right.
south, isn't it?
And no, Wastelander is somewhat the equivalent of Warhammer Holland. And it's just on the side. The Wasteland used to be part of the Empire. And it's got its own dialect of Reichspiel called Wastelander.
No.
No,
Wastelander.
somewhere else.
No, Visenland is to the south of the Empire and is part of the Empire.
That's what I thought it was.
The Wasteland
Marienburg
is
is
off to the
the
side.
wasteland.
Yeah.
Marienburg,
I
the
have
biggest
Wasteland.
city in the old world.
Right.
It's the centre of trade in the old world.
Yeah, right. Let's do that.
He's taking lots of languages that only one of us has, so that he can have secret conversations.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
quite cool. That's one of the reasons, but it
Just
allows
like
you
to
do that.
call out Draymond's comment there. Dutch person here, do not learn Dutch. It is hell.
I'd like to apologise for the smoke and a pancake comment.
Cancelled.
Blame Mike Myers, don't blame me.
Anyone got a core book handy?
Yeah, there's
Andy
one right
has-
here. Andy's one.
Andy has
There you go.
Andy's.
You can tell it's good. It's got all of the tabs marked in it there.
Right. So now we just do
Andy?
this shit, don't we?
Yes.
What's your initiative?
Currently,
Oh, we might have initiative changes, mightn't we?
Yeah.
Currently's 52.
The only
But it
reason
may
we
be
did
gone
it.
Okay, cool.
The only,
You sit there secretively going,
What's
"You're
yours?
here."
Currently 49.
Ooh.
So you're definitely going past.
Well, he's at 50. 50.
Oh, 50, baby.
50. Oh, nice.
So I'm considering it.
Yeah. So maybe it all changed.
Were you going to ask something there?
I was, but it's gone out my head again.
When it comes back, I am here.
It could be a couple of days. I'm perimenopausal. I'll come back to you on someday.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Right, so Dan's largely in place. Are you checking up?
I'm just inputting my spells into the...
Okay,
yeah.
getting them all in place. The spells that we're using are the ones that are broadly online on my blog.
Yeah, Flaming Sword is just
It's
C4
just,
above.
yeah, sounds good. Oh, it makes life super easy, doesn't it? And as mentioned before, if you do have any questions as to exactly what we're doing and how it's working, just ask. We have had all manner of questions posted already. How's it going with Yume as movement through the cult of Renald?
Just to double check.
Yes.
If I have ones that were already at 5, for example, I
Yes.
don't need to increase by 5.
Correct. You've already got them. So if, for example, you've completed, say, the second level of Noble, rank 2 of Noble, which is the Noble career, and then you move over towards, let's say, Envoy, it's quite likely that most of the skills will already be at +5 already. The characteristics will be +5 already. You'll complete that career super fast.
Actually, surprisingly, not that many overlap.
Oh, well. You won't complete that career super fast at all. It will be rubbish.
That's okay. It's fine. That one's done now. Okay.
On the topic of overlaps,
Yes.
I've now got 3 talents with overlapping boons. 3
Oh,
pairs of
really?
talents
What are
with
they?
overlapping
Just in case I missed one. It's
So
possible.
I've got the 2 intuition ones that I shared before.
Yep, no, those
I've
ones.
got acute sense hearing, which gives a bonus on perception with hearing.
Yes.
And divination, which just gives a bonus on perception.
That's entirely
Yep.
entirely purposeful. I'm fine
And
with
then
that.
I've got orientation and seasoned traveller, which both give navigation.
That one might not be this. You should both say boon on them,
Yeah.
and they're not skill.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go check that one out.
I mean, I'll double check seasoned traveller in case I misread it, but
Because that one I don't think is intentional. I will check. For those who don't know out there, every single last one of the talents in the game has been rewritten for LAWhammer, and we've been quite careful to ensure there's not too much overlap with the talent bonuses that you get for successes when you're playing. And they're both on boons, yes?
yeah, I mean, maybe seasoned traveller should be a boon on lower local, since that's what it gives
Yeah,
you.
that's what it gives you. I'll go check that. The file we're using is the most recent one, so yeah. So we're very careful in our overlaps to ensure that the number of successes that can be scored, success levels, if you're using Roleplaying, rules as written version of Warhammer, the number of success levels, number of successes are tightly controlled so that it can be more easily balanced, and the bonuses, when they apply, have more impact rather than in just spiraling out of control on certain talent purchases.
It also encourages you to buy the same talent multiple times rather
Indeed.
than multiple overlapping talents.
Absolutely.
the thing for Silent Step just says, "You're super creepy."
Yeah.
I've got that too. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
You're so super creepy.
Ooh,
Just to make sure that we all know, because Andy brought this up during the break because he caught a rule that I mentioned earlier, but he didn't quite understand what I'd said earlier. When you move into a rank 1 career, you must have at least 1 talent taken once. When you wish to complete a rank 2 career, you must have at least 1 talent taken twice. Not 2 talents taken once each. A talent has to be taken at least twice to complete that career. For a rank 3 career, if anyone's doing any rank 3 ones, you'll need at least 1 talent to go 3 times, which is pretty expensive.
Attractive is doing a lot of heavy lifting in my couch.
And obviously, it's got to be one of the talents from that particular career. So, yeah. How's it going over there, Ed?
Yeah, we're now in position. Going well.
So that's you just reached your final career?
Sorry, physician apprentice.
Apprentice, so you're almost there. Yeah. How many XP you got left?
Pennies. Well, I say pennies. 2,200.
Oh, you still got loads. That's
Everything gets more
loads.
expensive now. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Remember there used to be the rule that I had to take every either or?
Yes.
I take it that's not
You don't
still
need to take
true
both
in
sides.
the Path of Shadows.
That's
but
correct.
in the
You-
career, I do need to take every either.
No, you don't. You only need to take one of the two. That rule has been clarified.
Oh, nice.
So you don't need to take both sides.
Cool.
There was quite a lot of rebalancing that and altogether too many maths. I sat with spreadsheets for far too long calculating XP
How many
costs.
maths? 3?
At least 6 maths.
Would you say you had a plethora of maths?
More of a multitude.
Nice.
A myriad of maths. I just wanted to alliterate. That's all. With my 6 maths. Yes.
When it's stealth any, what kind of any's are
Okay, the typical ones are. There's a few, but the typical ones might have one extra one, which could be quite fun. I'll do but rural and urban are the 2 most common ones.
Okay.
Then you go underground. That one's quite common, used by dwarfs, used by sewerjacks, those who are creeping around in those areas. Then any other environment that you think you might have been in will probably ping on one, but urban and rural catches most. There's a relatively rare one, which is Aether, for those who are skipping around into places they probably shouldn't be going. The big benefit of that one is it can be used to hide from spirits. That's one of its benefits. And that's in plain sight as well. So you can just be standing there. The material realm and spirits just don't mix anyway. Standing behind something really makes very little difference to a spirit. But if you have the Aether stealth skill, then that can provide a benefit. It's also used should you ever find yourself in any weird place that is not the real world. And that's when that particular skill will pop off.
Can I take that?
Yeah, I'm cool with you taking that. You've got a very spiritual life in general, so that makes sense. Particularly if when she was younger, if she'd ever been through any of the Tory gates. That's when that particular skill would kick off as well. It's also when stats go a little bit strange.
Is the one of the talents I can take is Silent Step.
Yes.
Which gives me a boon on stealth specialty. Could I take it twice for different stealth?
You can only take it once per time it appears in your career. Okay, so if you've only gone into one career with it, then you'll only get it once. But if you go into another career that also has it, you could take it a different time the second time.
Do I have to take the specialty of the stealth type I got?
I see no reason why you wouldn't.
Because I got urban before and I was going to take Aether now.
You could take either.
Okay.
Any that you've got. Yes.
Second sight, still, I've just put it in his thing and I paid 100 XP for it.
Sounds good, yeah. I'll fix that one afterward. Don't worry.
In terms of, because you might want to take it multiple times to see or try and perceive more wins. So it will go up in one of the careers somewhere.
Yeah, it will. Definitely.
Can I check a question on specialties? Because I've taken Ritual.
Nice.
Is it especially Sigmar or is it Order of the Silver Flame?
That would be Sigmar. Yes. Ritual talent is the talent that allows you to do big, deep, long, complicated, ritualistic prayers or spells, depending upon where the talent pops up. That's one that is very much a LAWhammer only one. Originally popped in place because of the developments that we've done back in the 2nd edition of Warhammer, none of which have really popped into 4th at all. So I was expecting something like that to come deep time when the magic books came out. It didn't, so we've just added it in. It's the big, long, complicated spells.
Stealth, any.
Yes.
Rural, urban,
and the obvious ones. Yes.
What about for like deep forest? Is that rural?
Just
or
rural. Yeah, we keep it simple.
Rural.
Okay.
Rural.
Rural.
Okay. Changed rural.
Ignorance.
But I'm fine with that. Costs me less XP.
Yeah, exactly.
And then silent step
It's one
is
of
just
those
matches the step.
satisfying
Yep.
phrases to say.
So you can just go silent step, rural.
So if she's got rural, urban, and underground, there's not really
It's
another
film in 30 Rock.
Not another obvious one.
another obvious terrain that she's been working on.
No, not really.
Cellar
is
door,
very
yeah.
satisfying.
That's another tip.
Salvador, rural juror. And the thing they keep doing in 30 Rock is they keep saying like really not emphasizing the consonants. So it's like the rural juror. The what? The rural juror.
Everything going okay there, Cass?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm just reading some of the new talents that I
Yeah,
noticed
nice.
I got as part of my thing.
Have you picked up any new ones?
Reaction Strike,
Oh, Reaction Strike!
which I like very much.
I thought you'd like that one.
A
Reaction
lot when
Strike
I was
talent.
a
Someone
kid.
moves into your death zone. That's the 8
For the-
squares around your central character. Then you get to go whack!
Fox got
Yes, I
Just
do.
Up to reaction strike
Whatever the
times per
fox
round.
is
Is that
now.
what you
Yes.
call? So if you take that a couple of times, you could whack 2 people with
Well,
bumping
I
into your
have
death
to
zone.
take at least one of them twice.
Oh, well, it could be reaction strike.
Yeah.
Do you have a question? You've got
Yes.
that look in your face.
So if I have silent step for stealth aether,
Yes.
and there's a spirit in our world, like when we were underneath
Yes.
Castle with Wittgenstein,
Yes.
would that spirit struggle to do the passive perception test?
Yes. That is where I would be calling for a stealth check and stealth aether in truth. Now you might be using another stealth, and I would just be in my head taking it down going, yeah, that's not work. But now if you have the stealth aether chest, that is the one you'd be using. And stealth aether works quite differently to, say, for example, stealth underground. Stealth underground, you're going to be trying to stick to the shadows. You'll be trying. With stealth aether, you might be sort of dancing over the open, dancing across another way, and moving through the spiritual channels rather than the material channels.
Because stealth urban silent step would be more useful,
Yes, it would.
but aether is just cooler slash
It is.
narratively
It is.
more interesting.
It's fucking awesome, I think is the correct term for that. I just spotted a question there from Potrak. Are reach weapons a thing? Like where your death zone could be longer?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a variety of weapons that have got a range of more than 1 square. Plus, there's a couple of talents that allows you to use weapons that are longer or shorter to great advantage. All of the rules for those are pretty much super simple. Indeed, Alamenawythe was considering taking one because there's one of the talents inside the sewer jack. One is their ability to hold people off with big long poles. And she was thinking, maybe I could just hold them off with a dagger. And I was like, the only people you're going to hold off are people with using their fists. So is it really going to be that useful?
Could be.
Yeah.
If you're in a fist fight.
Characterful as well.
Yeah. And
I've
that was
just
the
taken
response.
Use an arrow.
Nice.
Use my bow.
Okay, yeah,
Hold them
just-
off with my bow.
It's longer range than a dagger.
I think I'll take a bow. Could count as an improvised polearm, right?
That'd be an improvised weapon. Improvised weapon has a reach generally of just the same as a basic weapon. Unless it's really strong.
Elric, in terms of dual wielding, you
Yeah,
can still
yeah.
cast without any impediment, right? 'Cause it's
Correct. You can hold both weapons and still cast
Still,
them.
Everything
yeah.
okay over there,
Yeah,
boys?
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
wizards often indeed
Just
will.
checking.
Staff
Yeah,
one
staff.
hand, big step.
Flaming Sword of Ruin, Fireball with a pelvic thrust.
Yep.
Just send me this.
You get a fireball and you get a
I think you'll
fireball.
find that he's an active shagger again, so he's ready to go.
Well, we know that from a previous stream.
You'll know it as soon as we get back into the live stream. It's going to get very X-rated very quick.
6, 7. I'm trying to count skills here. Shush. Don't
Pretty
distract
thing like
me
you,
with
Bertie,
your
doesn't need to count.
with
Don't
your
you worry.
foxy
Oh no!
Is there a talent called Mind Bleach you can use to remove images you don't want?
Sit down with a question.
Guess what says it?
Something I missed.
Talents.
Who does Sewer
Talents?
Jack? How does Sewer Jack fit into Alamenawythe's character concept? Something her Master made her do?
Yes.
You called it. It is indeed something her master made her do.
Dickhead.
We haven't the dickhead. We haven't detailed that in any of the streams other than the occasional mention that she's dropped here or there. I won't go into any great detail lest it does come up with a flashback or equivalent, but loosely speaking, I think it would be fair to say that Joros had absolutely no interest in training her in the slightest and was doing everything in his power to put her off. So she spent some significant time doing some rather menial tasks. And yeah, she suffered through all of that until eventually he was persuaded round for one reason or another.
I have 2 questions.
2 questions.
Skill specializations for Oracle,
Yes.
in terms of what they would make sense. Language local?
Sorry, I'm lost. Oracle, can you read out what the specialization would be for? I'm not quite sure.
It
what
just
you
says language local, but just what would language local be in Oracle? It's just literally our being.
mean. Oh, you mean
nothing special.
in the career?
In the Oracle career, yeah.
Language locals typically the languages that you are exposed to on a daily basis.
So
Um,
probably Reichspiel.
yeah, and which is his native language anyway.
And I can happily just not take it because it's 30. I've got plenty of other careers.
Yeah, I
skills
probably
I
wouldn't in that case.
And then the other interesting one is lore ancient.
Now, lore ancient, I would be quite happy for him to take something that is Sigmar leaning, suggesting that his.
Hello, Hardy.
Someone's getting Hardy.
I've just got Hardy. It's off the fucking chain. Oh my god, it's so good.
I've got take it twice, take it three
Take it
times,
twice,
take it 4 times, take it 5 times.
Are you beginning to understand why Flaster had so many wounds?
She's
now?
fucking kick-ass. I'm kick-ass now. It's amazing.
So something that is related to Sigmarism, I think, makes a lot of sense and can come to him through visions, can come through received knowledge, effectively revelation, and that could be almost anything. I mean, it could be Lore Sigmar. It could be, although that doesn't make.
I've already got lore theology.
Yeah.
It likes to be something different. Something.
I mean, it could be lore ancient history, which you can. Your role wouldn't be recalling things you'd learned. Your role would be knowing something when you encounter it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
You walk in not knowing anything, and then you've got the ancient history that suddenly rolls out.
So just literally call it lore ancient history.
Ancient Empire might be a better idea. Okay, so that will give you something that's quite different to history, because history
lore the time of Sigmar, or is that
time of Sigmar? I'm up for that. Age of Sigmar, if you want to go.
I start getting lots of very unhelpful information. Oh, courtly corpse eaters.
What was that?
Ultrek has a question.
Yes, what
Would
is it?
Silver Flame be ancient?
Would the Silver Flame be ancient? It is. And there is definitely something in that. So for those of you who don't know out there, the Silver Flame is the big burning silver flame in Middenheim, which is one of the holiest sites of Ulrich, the god of winter, war, and wolves. And it's held within the great, you could call it a cathedral, the great high temple of Ulrich up in Middenheim. And it's been there since age immemorial and was apparently put in place by Ulrich as he struck his fist into the mountain that is the Fauschlag, Ulrichsburg, where Middenheim itself is built. Yes.
Can I also take Stealth Aether in my Path of Shadows? It's a bit more mystical.
I think that is an entirely acceptable outcome.
Yay.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah,
makes
because
sense.
like Incarn.
That 100% makes sense. It's very much Ladriel's quarter.
Can't wait to just have Yume and Anna disappear off into the aether again.
That's-
The entire party.
they were here a minute ago.
What's the language Gilder?
Gilder is the language of the guilds. They've got their own special language that they use generally as a secret language between all of the guilds. It's the language of business. It's the language of the guilds themselves. All doctors, for example, you've just become a physician. You became a physician and a member of the Guild of Physicians in Altdorf by the very nature of the past there, are expected to learn it because that's the secret language that you would use between them and others as well.
Will that include because it sounds like there was a slight rift between various guilds of doctors.
Yes.
Would they still speak the same guild language?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not going to go to Middenheim and
So
be like,
you
Doctor,
go Middenheim,
like,
and
fuck
it's not
you.
only that; it's all guilders learn it, and it's a tightly held secret by the guilds. Some of the guilds only give it to their top level members. Others give it to all of their members because it's so hard to get into the guild. Some guilds don't even have access to it because, as far as the other guilds are concerned, fuck them. So yeah, it's a secret language of the guilders.
okay, interesting.
You want to ask something?
What month are we
Yeah,
at in our current campaign?
good
We're
That is a
reading on my
really good
next
I saw it. So I had to finish what I
that's
was
on our
doing. Otherwise I
timeline.
forgot.
going into winter?
It wasn't
we're
in your
not
face,
here
it
yet.
was just
We're in summer.
Well,
My
yeah, we're in
second
summer.
had his birthday.
level of
Oh, marvelous.
the cultist
That's
has
it.
abiding
We're
faith.
21 now.
Second level of
The cultist thing has abiding
I didn't
faith, right?
even know
Which
we were
says it
celebrating
gives you
in-game
prey.
if we'd
Yes.
realised.
Gives you that's a boon.
But it
Just-
also says
he
give
didn't,
prey.
didn't tell Birdie because
Yeah.
he's not talking to her.
Adam
Has
does.
he?
I mean, it's
Before
irrelevant
Birdie.
because all my careers have had prayer.
How's it supposed to
would
be?
So
in-
it doesn't add anything if
the
you
party
already
got
have.
together.
Well, it does do. It means it's
I'll take
cheaper.
the dates when we go through.
Yeah.
Because
But what does
we've
that
got it
mean?
all in the
So if
timeline.
you-
The
for
timeline
every
is currently
point you
only up
buy
for all of our
after
patron
you
backers.
got that
Because we've been slowly
These
but
5
surely
XP
adding
cheaper.
details to it and figuring it all out. Once it's all done, it will go live for everyone
For-
else. Although, as far as I'm aware,
For
I
every
haven't been
level of
checking
prey
this
that you buy.
properly
Minus
because
Yeah,
I
it
have
comes in
been
your
quite ill
career
over the
anyway. Or if
winter.
you're going to create
But-
doesn't have it. So you go into thief, say,
I'll just wait for Andy to
you
finish.
can still prey count as being in your thief career. Like it gets added to whatever career you're in as one of your career
Abiding
skills.
faith.
Abiding faith, yeah.
Yeah.
Handy.
Oh, we met.
And so I'm just trying to work out if I can game the system.
No,
If
so
you're gonna,
as
if you're gonna
the-
again, pay me a villain.
Yeah,
I'll
quite.
be a
So,
villain.
where was I? I was going to say something. I can't even remember what I was saying. It's halfway through something.
I've run out of talent space.
No, not a surprise. Alan Menowith has far too many talents.
So yeah, I definitely can give myself a rebuild.
Elves.
So Elric was born in Fluggeseit, I guess.
Fluggeseit.
Flugzeit.
You just
March,
made that up.
right?
We're about there. Oh, that means his birthday was ages ago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, quite. The timeline, yes. Thank you very much there,
On
Ralphus.
his birthday, he feels like it's the next morning his breakfast is brought for him. That's his interesting fact, according to the timeline.
Nice. Good to know. So yeah, we've got the timeline up. There's also a summary of some of our episodes being built by some of the Discord folks, and that's just freaking awesome. So if you want to see the general progress of our party, some of that's over there as well. And many of them are patron backers, so they'll be checking the timeline for all the details that they've got extra on that too. But we're going to eventually making the timeline public. It's just not quite there yet.
He turned 21 in Uber's right
And Uber's right. There we go.
after meeting Engels.
Engels. For those of you who don't know, in the Warhammer world, it is traditional for people to give gifts on their birthday, rather than to receive them.
And
And he did.
he did give gifts.
Yeah, he did.
Well, to one person. His favourite.
Thank you.
You get a gift.
Gift. Did you
It was
say
a
it was
fucking
because of your
expensive
birth?
gift.
Yeah, and we all benefited from it. To be fair, it is literally the gift that keeps on giving.
Do you not also buy something for
That was that.
Oh, that was-
They did
Shaftenfest.
a gift swap.
the different festival thing, wasn't it?
The Shaftenfest.
Shaftenfest.
Yeah.
Before everything went tits up.
Yeah.
Back when we were innocent.
Oh, bless.
When you were young. Not when you were 21.
No, now he's world weary.
Yeah.
Now he knows. He read Jack Kerouac. He knows everything. So.
What will I do about my extra talent?
You just put some extra lines in.
Now I can heal
That's
myself.
what I've had to do.
Probably not, because
What,
it's
with
over
the-
there.
Abiding
Abiding
faith.
faith.
It's really hard.
Do you want me to do
Is
it?
that just to yourself?
You can do it.
I
Yeah,
can
mine
just go
fits.
into your
It's
actual
okay.
sheet.
Yeah,
I've
just-
I've
got
done
a
it.
miracle. Like I've got a miracle that lets me
It
heal.
hasn't made the
I've
box
also
go
learned
around
the heal
it.
skill.
But whatever.
as
You
well.
can then just
And the heal skill, but
drag
fair
it
It's
enough.
just so
But I think
hard.
worst
now.
case-
What is worst case scenario if, like, let's say you and I were separated and one of us,
Yeah.
we could, you know.
How's it going, Sage?
I'm just writing down abiding faith because it has lots of bits.
Handy talent, though.
And Andy was saying -5 XP to increasing prey,
Because it's
After you-
already in
It's
your
already in your
career.
career.
Yes.
Yeah.
which it is in the cultist.
Yeah, it's in the cult one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've
But
just
is it
marked
from
as
the
a-
moment you take it?
Yes.
So what? So the thing to do is you go into that second tier. The first talent you take is abiding faith.
Yeah.
And then you buy the prey afterwards, and then it's cheaper. Yeah.
Game in
Totally.
the system.
Game in the system.
Andy Leask.
Hey.
200.
Yeah,
Are
just
you
Am-
sure
am
you
I
don't
right
have
saying-
forest as a stealth? Because it's in your document. If you
Which
change
one
your
is it in? Because it shouldn't be in the document.
Oh, okay. Well, it is.
Feels like rural would cover it. No?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, good. But for Strider, for
Oh, is it
Strider.
still marked as one of the specialities?
it's marked as a
Yeah, yeah,
specialities
right.
in stealth
Strider. Yeah,
and in
that'll be
Strider.
removed.
So for Strider, I can just put rural.
Ah, yes. No, for Strider, it's forest.
It is forest.
Yes, it is. For Strider, it's quite different.
I only had the 3 miracles learned, didn't I?
I believe so,
I'm
yes.
gonna
Speaking of
put
virtue,
woodland.
fire, hammer, healing hand. All the others I've been reading.
Yes, I believe so. You're looking confused there, Ed?
No, I'm just seeing how much it is to advance your characteristics from 30.
Yeah.
It's so much.
That's why, like, you start off and I've got so much XP to spend.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, wallop. Yeah. 1 point costs 300. Ah!
I'm down to 50 XP.
Almost there.
600.
Well, for a lot of us, there's a lot of overlap between all of these.
Am I
So, like, what for me, going from
noticeably
Rat
worse
Catcher to
than
Watchman to Sewer Jack,
I'm
it's
like
actually
you.
I've already got
Yeah,
most
skip.
of
Yeah.
those.
When I was doing the calculation, you're one for all. You've got the most on your sheet almost. in
Yeah,
comparison
I've
to
got
anyone
11
else.
steps. in
Yeah,
my career,
totally.
so-
But yours I felt was going to fit inside the XP. I was a bit concerned about alum anyways.
Yeah, but what you didn't factor in was how many delicious talents there are to take.
It's
And-
fair to say
And
that.
how nummy they are and how many I wanted.
Yeah,
So
that is an issue.
it might not all add up. but
Big
we'll see.
laughs there, Ed.
Yeah, it's something very nice about seeing one of your skills at 106.
Hey, just
Lovely.
4 more points, and he's going to be getting permanent plus success
Oh,
bonuses
that's it,
in every
isn't it?
roll.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see if I can do that. Is it?
Breaking the 100 mark is something that is for mid-tier Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition actually relatively common in how it was designed to be built. Not going to happen at every table, but it's common enough if people min-max, which a lot of people tend to do when they're playing anyway. When you play a PC, most PCs are sort of special in one way or another. And breaking that 100 mark is relatively common. And we're at the mid-tier mark just now, sitting at the approximately 5,000 up to about 12,000 XP area. That's loosely speaking about mid-tier. Once you break 12, you're now moving into the slightly longer tier games you've been playing for at least a year or so normally. And at that point, you tend to find there's several skills that will be eking up towards that level, but generally all based on a single one of your attributes, because you tend to find that you have to start focusing XP in one to reach that point, and that costs a lot of XP, particularly if you're also buying yourself a few talents up to a high level, because as our PCs already know, several of the NPCs in the game have got some of their talents sitting at 6, 7, 8, or even 9 times taken because their stats are really rather high. And when you go up against them as a PC, you're like, haha, I've rolled 7 successes, I rock. And they go, 15, wallop. And they're like, oh, arse, oh, crap. So that's something that they have to contend with and potentially try to beat as well.
So, sorry, just to check.
Yes.
The either ors, I don't need to take.
You don't need to take both. You need
Both.
to take one.
I need to take one, but to complete the career, once I'm on a path, I need to take, it's not 8 skills, it's all skills at 5.
Correct. You need to take all skills options. So there's 10 options.
Yep.
And all 10 will need to be taken. And
Yeah,
some of them
gotcha.
will be either or.
Yeah.
Particularly in the first
I'm just
rank
checking.
of the career, in the second rank, all the either ors will disappear. It's only
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the first rank.
Contract has a question. I
Yes.
kind of this shows how much less I actually understand the game.
Uh-huh.
If you get something that lets you reverse, does that mean you can only fail on a 99 and 100 for the skill with over 100?
Yes, although
96 is
you'll find that there are almost no reverses normally in LAWhammer. The reverses are almost entirely gone for most things, unless the skill check itself is super easy. And on super easy, it's only going to be a 99 to 00 if your skill's that high. It's going to be really easy to pass that test. Reverses generally only pop up there in our game. There are some magical things that will provide you with some reverses, but even they are relatively few and far between. The reverse, because it is such a powerful rule, are not as frequent as you might find them elsewhere. So reverses are pretty dang awesome. So you got to be careful about it. It was something that there was quite a lot of discussion about when we were putting it together because other rule systems had used them. And I was keen to use it, but the final rules inside 4th edition perhaps dropped it both too much or not enough, depending upon how you look at it. So I hope that answers your question. Everyone's looking very busy there. I'm quite keen to see what's your stats landed on in the end.
So 51 weapon skill, 30
Nice.
ballistic skill.
How many ballistic skill was?
30.
30. He's not good.
He points and stuff. Yeah. 64 strength,
Oh, nice.
51 toughness,
Good.
33 initiative,
Mm-hmm. He's going to be
Uh,
slow.
38 agility,
Nice.
33 dex,
Nice.
42 intelligence,
Mhm.
63 willpower,
Ooh.
42 fellowship.
Oh, it's a nice mix. What's his 3 high skills?
Channeling actually,
At
88.
Oh, such a good number.
Then he's got language magic at 82.
Ooh, nice.
And then it's a tie, I think, next. between cool and channeling Gyron at 73.
Nice.
Yeah. Those are, yeah.
You're looking quite skeptical.
Romeo done.
Think you'd finished.
Yeah, baby.
Hey! Okay, how about your highest stats? Well, let's go through your stats. What's your characteristics?
Highest.
Well, this is the lot. Starting with weapon skill.
Weapon skill 26.
He's a fighter,
Oh yeah.
not a lover.
Ballistic skill 22.
You've got a gun.
And I've got a gun.
Perfect.
But I have upped that to 33.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
which is
these
good
are
odds. Good odds.
Oh, it's
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
so 33 with your ranged. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Toughness 50.
50? Good.
Nice.
Which is initiative.
Yeah.
Yep. 50.
50?
Agility 37. Dex 43. Intelligence 91.
No!
Smarty pants.
Oh yeah, you're moving in towards not just genius, but one of the very few in the Empire that would have a stat so high.
Excellent.
Very few would have a stat that high.
Excellent.
Is there a common sense one you can take?
No.
I do believe he has absent-minded or some similar.
Eccentric genius. is the
Eccentric
one.
genius
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the one that he has. Yeah, quite.
It's not quite what I had in mind, but okay.
Willpower 41. Fellowship.
41, did you say?
Yep.
41.
Fellowship also 41. My wounds are 27.
Nice.
That's the hardy thing.
Nice.
That hardy really
Yeah,
does
yeah.
pay off, doesn't it? How many wounds does Elric have now?
22.
22. Nice. Still.
My corruption limit is 9. My corruption points is 10.
Woo woo! How about his top five or say top 3 skills?
Top 3 skills.
It's all going to be intelligence based.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Medicine 106.
106. Nice.
Heal 103.
Nice.
Heraldry 101. Casalid 101, which is also a book that I sell.
How many advances has he got in it?
10.
So no, that makes he's not very good at the language, but what he can do, he does very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, remember, here's a rule just to make sure we all have it, and it might make you want to readdress a couple of things. On advanced skills, unless there's a talent in place, like there is a limit to the number of successes you can get on them according to the tens number of your skill.
Except for language magic.
Language magic doesn't have it. There's a couple of that don't because of certain things. But in your case, for example, for all you got 100 odd in your language, you're still maximum is 1 success on it.
I'm fine with that. Too big to fail.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to. All
I
I
mean,
do is
you're going to
pass.
pass, but
Clip that.
but not a lot.
Quick question. Do I also have to take all the talents?
Yes.
Oh, but that sucks because Spy's got criminal now.
That's a shame.
Oh, that's really harsh.
That is pretty harsh.
Does that have like disguise or anything?
Secret identity?
So you don't have to.
Not at this level.
I deliberately didn't.
So
I didn't
so-
take criminal for that
those
reason.
white
That
walls
is
are right in bringing you in.
I mean, it does make sense of some things that have happened.
Yeah, 'cause you
And
look
100% speaks to what the
Yeah.
path wants you
You
to do as
murdered the
well.
man.
So yeah.
I don't have entertain acting
Yeah.
anymore.
I know,
Entertain
I killed the guy.
Straight up
Not
murdered the man.
at all. It's just
Not in
viciously.
Spy
Yeah.
and not in Path of Shadows.
Oh,
No, it was never in Path of Shadows.
But yeah, I don't. Which is a bit.
that's annoying.
I've used it quite a lot.
We'll check that one just to make sure we don't have an issue.
Could I ask why in physician the talent criminal is there? Just out of curiosity.
Because lots of physicians are criminals in the old world.
Think of the physicians in Edinburgh who
Like
got
Birkenhead.
Birkenhead to steal
Yeah,
the bodies.
totally.
Oh,
Body
right,
snatching and lots of them are criminals.
So
Or working for
are
criminals.
these are people who are doing the stuff, but they didn't get the doctorate, basically.
No,
No, they
no.
they're
no,
doctors,
work with
but
criminals.
they work
They
with
just
criminals.
work with criminals or indeed are doing illegal research into say,
Right,
necromancy.
I
You
or
might
See.
say they're trailblazers.
Yeah, the law just hasn't caught up to the science yet.
Yeah,
That's all that we're saying.
let's say that.
Right, yeah, that's fine. I've been that way a long time.
Well, fuck it. If I'm going to have the criminal talent, I'm going to get etiquette criminal. Fuck you.
Why not?
I've got a spare etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Perfect.
and I need to take a talent twice. I'm going to take criminal twice. Will that get me more money?
It will.
Super criminal.
I'm so
You've been
criminal.
hit by, being struck by a super criminal.
That's like me making that joke.
Boom. Okay, yeah, enough of that
You're
one.
using it.
I am using it.
You are
Sigma
an
De La
inveterate
Rosa. Yes,
criminal
this will be
and it
uploaded to YouTube later. There's going to have to be a little bit of editing because we had some issues with the stream stability earlier.
Cass was dropping slurs as well.
Yeah.
in a weird, deep male Irish accent. It was really strange.
You were doing an impression of Dan as well.
Not used
This is
a
funny.
slur
I do have
today.
mimic.
These last hours.
Yeah.
So,
6
yes,
o'clock.
this one will be going up on YouTube later with a slight edit here and there. So you can all come back and watch us put our characters together, or you can watch it right from the beginning when we were discussing why we were doing what we're doing, and
stunning 4K.
and hopefully stunning 4K, because we are trying to record in 4K. One of the different tech things that we've got running along in the background just now. We'll see if that actually works.
Albert's got 50 in given tattoos, so if anyone wants to roll the dice, he pretty much can only.
Is that a sword or is that something else?
Well, it's the old world equivalent of Kermit the Frog. That's what you're getting.
Nice.
Just practice one tattoo. It's cool. Although he'd give it in a chill situation, so
Yeah. I mean, if you're taking your time, that's a 70% chance.
And if I do get you through tattoo, I'm absolutely doing a divination first of all.
Oh,
It's gonna go.
it's definitely not an 8-pointed star.
So
It's a windmill.
I'm just coming into my last career.
Oh, excellent.
I wasn't sure I'd make it, but actually the overlaps really help.
Yes.
To be honest, there's not a lot of wiggle room I need to do. So if I've got like another maybe 2,000 XP still to use.
Oh, excellent. Then they
I've
just back
been
up.
really lucky.
Yeah, ramp up the skills
there's
that
so
you
many
want
talents.
higher. Maybe take a couple of talents up a couple of times so you're
Yeah.
nice and solid in them.
Just within that last career arc.
You can do it
all
anywhere
of
you
them.
want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of us rejigging it. You
Yeah.
can go back now. You can say, yes, I can reach the end point I want. Then you can go back and say, right, there I will have taken this much. There I
Well,
will have
that's it,
taken this
because
much.
I'm a little bit lower at the moment on melee brawling, melee basic, melee polearm.
Yeah.
So I would
Pop
definitely
them
want
up.
to pop,
Yeah,
pop
that makes
those
sense.
up.
Oh, I'm once
Did you have,
more
like, really high weapon
steps
skill
away
last
from my.
Well, I haven't. I
Warp
also
thing.
haven't calculated the impact.
How
of
far
any
away
of
from
my
I don't know
talents
yet because I haven't
I've not
finished,
had
but I'm
time
going to
yet.
be
Oh.
a chunk
That'll
away
get
again.
bumped up as
I
well.
thought you just had like a really high raw weapon skill the last time, no?
Well, my weapon skill at the moment is 61.
Oh, it's pretty
But-
decent.
But as I was just saying, I haven't taken any of my talents into account yet because I haven't had time to sit and calculate the
That's
impact
enough.
what the talents will
Yeah.
have. So
It
there
won't
may
change. It
Well,
won't
yeah.
change your weapon skill. There's
Unless
only
you've got
one
Warrior
warrior
Born.
born which does it, and if you put
I've
it
got
in, if you put that
It's
in, it
done.
automatically
It's fine.
adds on.
So I've already added
She's
that
on
in.
her own one. She's
But-
not on your one, I don't think.
No, I'm using mine just to do the maths,
Ah,
but
okay.
I'm updating this
Yeah,
one.
well,
The warrior born will automatically show.
Yeah,
Automatically.
But I've
You
got-
have at
I've
least
got a-
10 in each one, so you're at
Yeah.
least 75.
I've got things like strike, mighty blow,
Nice
and,
extra damage.
combat reflexes, which is extra initiative and
Extra
things
initiative.
like that. So I'll need to go and factor all that in.
Mhm,
But I might have to do that offline.
Yes.
I've got lip reader now, so you're all one shot.
I love it.
Is this where you go, they're talking Kazalid again?
Why? Yeah, it only works if I understand the language.
I actually might need the next. No,
next
I'll
one.
just go back. I'll just go back.
Oh,
Well, there's
but
some
nothing more.
things
I've
I
literally spent it.
had, but I'm not going to have.
Oh, yeah.
For example.
Master of Disguise.
Did you have that?
I just
I
got
had no idea.
Yeah.
Or you just picked it up.
Yeah, but I figure Master of Disguise, I would very rarely mention it to you because amongst humans, you still look like an elf. No amount of no disguise kit to make you look like other things is going to stop you looking
It's
like
like,
an
yes,
elf.
you look like an elf.
I
wearing
asked
the
you
mask of a
once, and
human.
I asked you once, and you were like, "No, you can't." Oh, okay.
That does sound like my dismissive attitude towards such things.
There would have been a cheeky grin at the same time.
Not to me. Not to me.
No, just no, I
Thinking,
refuse.
Lindsay.
How could you? How dare you?
Just realized Elric is missing one of his talents.
Oh, which one? And is it one that you can pick
It's
up?
from his heritage. No, he
Oh.
just hasn't taken it, even though he gets it for free.
Ah.
So maybe we could say second sight is filling in.
Mhm. Which one was it?
He's never been doomed.
Oh, of course, no, he
yeah.
hasn't been doomed. Yeah, you're right.
Alright, though.
Yeah, just drop it in for there.
I've already paid the 100 XP.
Yeah.
Who has been doomed out of us? There's not that many, is there?
No.
Those
Loopholes.
three.
Yeah.
I've been doing.
Because she
Anyone-
got it done because her
Ah.
family were like, we better
can't remember
blend
what
in
I
with the
got.
locals.
Do you get anything like mechanical?
Yes.
If
There's
you die
go
that
check
way,
the talent up.
If you
because
don't
it's got
die that
actual
way,
benefits.
you get a chance for a free fate point, basically.
Yeah.
You got
If
one
you-
chance.
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure I
It's
got the
changed,
dooming.
yeah.
I wrote it down. It's
So
something
basically,
to do
if you
with...
don't die according to your digging, you roll a d10. If you roll an 8,
You can.
You get a free
do
fate
it.
point.
Fate point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
think I'm done.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Ooh, exciting!
Gold star?
Okay, what's your stats then?
Oh, 8 to 10.
Oh, 10.
It's 8 plus.
8 or
Nice.
10.
8 or
8
10.
plus, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh, that's much more than one. Yeah.
That's so much better than the
Is
Yeah.
that what
Warhammer.
palette?
So
basically
weapons go
the
47,
saying
Nice.
is
ballistic go
you
32,
Nice.
strength 34,
Nice.
toughness 51,
Nice.
initiative 52,
Perfect.
agility 38,
38.
dex 25,
Not as strong point.
intelligence 48,
Solid.
willpower 43,
Nice.
and fellowship 68.
Oh, a nice big broad whoosh straight up there in the fellowship at the end.
I might
Um,
potentially I might knock a point off of toughness maybe and put it onto willpower maybe, but yeah.
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 And high skills.
Highest skills are I think I've got a few that are kind of tied. So prey is
Mhm.
83, leadership is 83,
Nice and nice.
and then I've got a bunch of them at 78. So that's charm, entertain lecture, entertain storytelling. That's it actually. Yeah, so they're my highest ones.
Nice. Like it.
Lore theology 68. With 20 advances.
You've got
When intelligence holds me back, I've got lore magic at 60
Just-
to 20.
Just so we all know, my dooming is absence makes the heart grow weaker, and I feel like
You need to get back to Nippon right now.
well, I feel like
okay,
absence
fox.
of the fox
Yeah.
might also
Makes
be
the
it.
heart grow weaker.
You need
But
your
also, you could
fox
argue, no, you want to contradict your way to die, because if you disappear from us and then die, your absence has caused that.
Or does she get stabbed in the heart while she's missing?
Okay, so that's 3 down and 3 to go. Would I be correct?
Yeah, I'm just doing some maths. So much maths.
Math for our American viewers.
Yes.
Oh, the orientation.
Uh-huh.
How will I know the direction of whatever it is?
Oh, an interesting one. How
is
will
it
you know?
Ladriel?
No. You can't have Ladriel. No one knows where Ladriel is. You
All the way
couldn't
down.
have Ladriel.
But
Literally
Joros
impossible.
is always talking about Ladriel and where she is.
Yeah, but that's
Are you saying
Joros.
he's a liar? Are you saying that my master, Joros of the Thousand Faces, is a liar?
I would never say such a thing.
Yeah, so orientation.
So, yeah, orientation, you could just take a standard one. I mean, what careers do you take it in?
In Mistwalker.
Oh, so yes, mystical would make sense. If she's taking it from Mistwalker, it could be the gates, Chaos Gates.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, being aware of where the Chaos Gate is bleeding magic into the world at all times.
Silver flame.
That would be one potential.
I think I'd like to know where the southern gate is, please.
If you want,
Can I know where south is?
Because you always know where the lore is.
there's not really anything
She
there.
wasn't born there.
Yeah, she's not.
What about where your sister is?
That's the lore.
And it's also not
No,
related to
no.
Mistwalker.
Yeah,
Where
the gates, I think. The northern gates.
Where the brass hole is.
I think the gates make sense.
Gates. Well, go for the southern gate just to twist it around a little bit.
Well, why not?
I mean, she has
She's
been
been
down.
there.
She's been to the southern gate, so yeah, that's quite fun.
Where
Of course she has.
Where Trot is.
In terms of other stuff, is a
Don't
bit
you see?
different about Leopold this time.
Yes.
There's a bunch of talents I've taken twice this time that I hadn't before.
Oh, exciting!
So etiquette cultist he's got twice.
He'll be liked by his cult.
Inspiring and public speaking he's got twice.
Both of which make more of it. That's times
Times 10.
Times 10. That's quite a difference.
And he's also got Passion Zeal, which means he adds another +1 onto his fellowship bonus before he times it by 10. He's got Drilled twice.
Handy.
He's got Warrior Priest twice.
That
He's
means that
got-
you can get up to 2 successes.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the
So I
test.
can basically over channel it once.
Yeah, you can over channel once. Again, for those who don't know, we do have all the talents that we're using up on the Patreon blog. It's all for free. You don't need to be a member of our Patreon to go and have a look at all of our talents up there. And the talents he's discussing, because all of ours are quite different, are all up there if you want to have a check.
And I've also got Abiding Faith twice
Oh, nice.
and Divination twice.
Wow, he's got quite a few little extra goodies.
And I might ditch. I've taken pure soul, but I might ditch it because I've got high
You've
corruption.
been doing
I've got
pretty
high
well.
corruption threshold and no
What's your
corruption.
threshold at the moment?
9.
Oh,
Can
you
I
do
have
have
your spares?
and I don't have any corruption.
Totally not. What's your total?
To be fair, I'm
Top
only
is 5?
5 over my corruption limit.
Maybe it's more.
Sorry, it's
10. It's 10.
Only 5!
Ten.
What is your
Now it's
corruption limit?
willpower is
10.
what brings
10.
you
Oh, wow.
down.
God, bloody hell.
Mine's
But
10,
I've
actually.
never had any
Yeah.
opportunities to
willpower-
to take a
willpower
corruption
plus
point
stuff,
off.
Oh no, it's
There's
10
been no
because I've added
whispers.
the-
I
There's
know.
some whispers
It's
out.
almost like you're difficult to reach.
Yeah, funny at that.
Squeak, squeak.
Say if I take pure soul out, that gives me about
There's
100
nothing here
XP.
about running on a wheel or making nests in
There is
sawdust.
sadly not any of that. Suggestion there from the Dreamin' that you go for the Vortex instead.
Yeah, if you're happy with that.
I'm happy with that. That works really well. The Vortex over Ulthuan.
Nice
For those
one,
of you who don't know, there's a gigantic vortex of magic over Ulthuan. Ulthuan is the land
Yes.
where the elves originally came from, across the seas from the Empire, which is where our game is currently sat. And it's somewhat the equivalent of,
I've taken
say,
the extra
Atlantis
slides,
or
so-
Melnibunny, all ripped up together. Melnibunny being from Michael Moorcock's books. And this massive vortex of magic drains magic from across the world and stops demons from infesting every last corner of what is Warhammer. So, yeah, nice place to know where it is. And
Combat aware.
you got combat aware?
Yep.
Nice.
With
I'm pretty happy about that.
what came first? The vortex or the magic?
The magic.
Interesting.
The vortex
So there
was
was
created by
potentially
the
a
elves.
Magic was external to the.
Yeah, the vortex was created by the elves to drain the magic from the world.
Right.
So
So there
because
was a piss ton of
This was
demons
during
running
the
around.
first war against chaos. We're currently on what, the 13th?
Okay.
Assuming that that's what's about to come up. So there's
Sequels
been
just
multiple
weren't as good,
attempts.
were they?
Hmm?
Just sequels weren't as good.
Yeah, quite.
Rap is asking, how does Lucas have 2 corruption points?
Because Lucas is not entirely.
Because Lucas is unlucky
He's
to
been
have.
sleeping
Lucas
around on
was-
his wife.
He
It's
was
enough for
also
corruption.
we found him in a place where there was a man allied with some rat-faced beastmen.
Yeah.
His ex-master was allied with some rat-faced beastmen for quite a while, right? So
Plus, he was the
We don't
prisoner
know
of some
that,
beastmen for a while.
He
No,
was
I don't
also a
know.
prisoner of some beastmen,
I know that,
and
yeah.
also a prisoner of some beastmen again later, which you rescued him from when the beastmen were going doing
I
beastman
lost,
things.
I lost track of the number of times I've had to rescue him. He's like
Cool,
an
okay.
assistant from Doctor Who.
And then he was prisoner of a completely different set of mutants later. Yeah, he's been imprisoned multiple times, poor chap. Sometimes the PCs were also imprisoned. It wasn't just him off by himself. It's just, sadly, one time he was the first one that was dragged off to be sacrificed. Lucky guy!
Didn't he also stay in the Temple of Shalia?
yeah,
with
for a
the
long time.
cultists?
Farina.
Oh, the Temple of
Farina,
Shalia.
Farina.
On that,
Was it
for
Farina?
those of you who've managed to reach this far in the stream, we've got around about 5 streams that haven't gone up online yet. They were meant to go up over the festive period, but I was so ill that the idea of coming down the stairs from my bed and going over to the computer in the corner was not just beyond me, it was awful. So they're going to be going up over the course of hopefully the next week. They'll pop up to our patrons first, for the all access patrons, because they always get first stab at these fun, exciting things. And then we'll just pop them out to everybody else a little bit after that. We've got one from Birdie. And the reason that it came up was because the word Shalia was mentioned, and there may have been a Shalian issue in Birdie's stream. I will say nothing more. We got a couple from Elric as well. I'm not sure which ones are currently up.
None.
Actually,
Oh,
one.
for people who are up, our Alamanowite's episode,
Yep.
Gerhardt's episode,
Gerhard.
and Leopold.
Leopold. So that means we've got one from you, we've got one from you, we've got one from we've got a good number, and there's more than one that's going to be coming up from our good pal Elric in the corner as well, because we quickly redid a bunch of the lost episodes that we had when our production computer went down. So we got quite a lot of fun, juicy stuff to come up for some of the tales. They'll be up, as I say, over the course of the next week, and I'll pop up the dates up on the blog. I'm still a little bit recuperating at this end, so like after this stream, I'll just, and then the next day I'll sort of wander around, cough at things, and then maybe do one of the adventures.
I haven't really taken
I need to
anything
buy
very much. I am
stress and blessing.
Different to
so-
before.
Are you
Get 6 blessings
very shallow?
memorised
Lots
for
of
free.
ones in terms
Okay.
of your
And then
talents?
the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lots of
That's what happens in the
and
past.
lots of
XP
skills.
each.
Yeah, but it's worse
Um,
than before.
All the
So-
Lots of
miracles
skills
you have
that are
to
really
read.
low.
What Lindsay's
There's lots
discussing
memorising
just
behind.
now is actually one of the balancers for elves in action. The fact that they find it very difficult in our game, at least because of the way the paths are, to min-max in the same way that humans do, because they have to take everything at a base level. And because of that, they just don't get the depth of skills. It takes them longer, in some respects, to build up higher, and they just get a really broad breadth of talent, and their basic stats are really good, but humans will often peek over them in a variety of short ways, particularly in mid-term games. As we move towards long-term, then the elves begin to catch up, but again on individual places, but they'll again be behind in the overall career trees. You tend to find that our elves, by the time they reach rank 3, the average human PC, if they wish to go there, will be at least rank 4, if not 5. And for those of you who know our careers, you'll know they go up to 6 ranks for some of them. But our PCs are unlikely to ever get beyond rank 3 or 4 under most normal situations. Getting up to rank 4 and 5 generally requires something special happening, and rank 6 is, in our games, generally an individual, which means that to take their job, you pretty much have to get rid of the person who's the incumbent. Often the case with rank 5 careers as well. Yeah, if you want to be Supreme Patriarch, for example, of the good old Bright College, you're going to need to get rid of the current one.
My biggest problem is I don't have the same level as luck I did before, and obviously I've used those fortune points, and I don't have the same level as attractive because I've had to take other talents. So, but I don't need to have finished these 2 careers, do I? The last 2.
No, you don't need to finish them because you can finish them whenever you want. So you can dial back on completing those last 2 and just ramp up those in any way you want.
Well, yeah.
I think we're quite aware it's going to take you a while to complete rank 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things we were speaking about when we were in the weeds of looking at the religious careers again was whether with the invoke talent you should get 1 miracle memorized automatically because it manifests. That was how it used to be, and then we changed it, and then you changed it back, and then you changed it back again. The document I currently have, which was written a while ago, you don't.
What's it in the one we have here?
Well, it doesn't have it. It says see the.
Oh, of course it does.
So it's really your choice.
Yeah, I'll check that up after.
For now, I've paid for them all,
and if you get a little rebate, you get a rebate.
I get 100 XP.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How's it going with Yume over there?
I think I could complete crooked finger, the 2nd level. I feel like
Second level crooked finger seems possibly beyond the scope of where
Or
she's
maybe
likely to have
no,
gone.
maybe it's the 1st level. It's just got a different little symbol because these ones all have white, right?
Yeah,
and then this one has an orange.
Yes. So let me have a look at your scribbly sheet. So the first one, right, crooked finger. There you go. No, that's just the first. No, that's just the first level of crooked finger.
First level.
So yeah, you don't have the 2nd level on the sheet. There is a 2nd level as well, but that's for people who read the crooked fingers.
Okay, so
yeah, finishing that makes total sense.
I'll finish this. But
Yeah, 100%.
I've just
Consume alcohol as a
Consume alcohol is not a skill in our game. We just use endurance.
Yeah, it's still on the sheet.
Andy.
It shouldn't. Oh, on the cart sheet.
Yeah.
I forgot to
Andy.
cut it. So that
I've
yes.
ditched criminal twice. I've ditched etiquette criminal. I've ditched all of those to let me go back to the attractive and the luck that I had. So
Excellent.
I've ditched like 7 talents to get attractive 4 and luck 3. And they're just the end talents, so I'll just have to pick them up again.
You can pick them up after.
I've gone. Oh no, combat away.
No combat where you lost it. Yeah.
You've got consume alcohol as a skill for physician.
Oh, I do
On
not.
the apprentice, you do.
I'm
I haven't taken it. because
quite
it's
right too, because it should be endurance.
Pointless.
Because I took carouser, so like that. Easy.
Yeah. The carouser talent works off endurance, and that's
Yeah.
definitely the case
Yeah,
inside the
yeah,
rogues.
it is.
So yeah, that's totally fine. Right, so you're going to finish that one. How's it going with
So
I'm
much
just
worse. Spending my spare stuff.
spending
So
spare stuff? How
so-
much spare XP she got left?
she has Just over 1,000.
Oh wow, that's a fair chunk.
So, and that's
Lindsay's
after
crying.
doubling up on. I've got 2 advances in attractive, 2 in Captong, 2 in silent step, 2 in strike mighty blow, 2 in reaction strike, 2
Might
in
even be worth
hardy.
taking a third one to strike mighty blow.
Yeah,
but it's
2 in
300.
combat
But
reflex. Well,
know,
I've
but-
got it.
yeah, if you've got it, because
So-
that extra damage can make an enormous difference. Yeah.
And now I have nose for trouble, which if I'd had during my solo stream would have come in very handy.
It would have, wouldn't it?
Wait till you see it.
Maybe that's what pushed her to find the alerts to her surroundings. Or maybe it's more. She was good at it with Skaven, but not with humans. Whereas now she knows the things to look for in humans. that
She
suggest they're-
knows.
Let's just say that Birdie's first and only opinion of Shellions is not what everybody else's are.
I mean, we have encountered Shellions before.
I'm not taking
Not in this
orientation
way.
vortex
No,
yet. We
I'm
can
just
talk
saying.
about it later.
I thought you were
You're
only
not
experiencing
taking it.
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to them normally.
Well, I've never used it on. So
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna ditch something. I've
An
never
easy one
used.
to ditch and pop something else in instead.
Gives me 100 to play with. I'm so excited.
Elves have it tough when they're working through their careers.
Have you seen
At least our elves do.
I have, yeah. Yeah, made me chuckle.
Was that the meme of
Yes.
Gerhardt?
Supernumerary?
Yeah.
Well done, on March Day. Well done.
Made me laugh as well. I caught that one during the break. That was pretty funny. If you aren't in our Discord server, I recommend popping in there and taking
Just
a look
for
at
the
LAWhammer
memes.
memes
Just for the memes.
because they're actually hilarious.
We have some very talented community members who
They're the
make us
best.
laugh a lot.
Yeah, totally.
So my initiative is looking like it's going to be 65.
Oh gosh, is that the combat initiative included?
That's with the 20 from
Yeah, so
combat reflexes.
so 65 and yours is
52.
52. What's yours?
What?
Initiative?
50.
50. Oh, it's close.
Mine's 49.
It's been that close
It's
for a
still,
while.
it's still sitting on yours is all the way at 33, as I
Yeah.
recall.
Never get anywhere out of this seat.
That's it.
This is where I'll die.
Become a tree.
Mm.
Treat this very good. That's not
It was.
gonna lie.
I'm not going to lie either. I was
No,
very
I've got
impressed with
big
that
boots to
tree.
fill.
Big pot. How far are you away from being done?
Just
Yeah,
working
okay.
out whether
Actually, I
I
don't
really
use
need
them, don't
seasoned
worry.
traveller in my
Sure.
either
Yeah,
or
so
Shadow
that
Strider
future
because she
stuff.
hasn't really
Um,
travelled around that
Results
much.
might change based on what
No,
the
she hasn't.
travels,
She's
so.
been.
Yes.
I mean, no. I mean, if you actually take her life, it has been some shenanigans after she lost her memories. And throughout the course of that couple of years, her memories shot to pieces. She arrives in Nuln, settles in Nuln, and then stays in Nuln for ages. Has a couple of side trips up through, say, Altdorf, over to Tame, around a couple of places, but largely stays in Nuln and in the compound over by Hendorf, and is barely away from there. And then pops up to the Laurelorn, and she's only in the Laurelorn forest for a good couple of decades, and then she's down to Altdorf doing a couple of Altdorfy things, and the game begins.
I mean, we had in our backstory that she had travelled a bit because we'd met on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the last bit down in Altdorf. And
No,
moving
we'd
around a
met
little bit
before.
there.
That was the.
Mm.
so
Met in Altdorf,
no.
because she hadn't been around that much down
No,
there.
we'd met on the road when I was travelling between the Laurelorn and somewhere.
Okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah,
Cool.
fair
But
enough. Fair enough.
I can always take it later.
Yeah, you can. Totally can. How many wins did you have in the end, Andy?
Wounds. Wounds. I have 27.
27. Nice.
Nice.
How many have you got now?
It's 19.
19.
What you want?
Access to Hardy.
27.
But
Baby, you're so pleased, aren't you?
Hardy twice.
Hardy twice.
oh, hold on,
Sigmar's heirs, baby.
just a sec.
Hold on,
I hadn't put Hardy in the right place.
Oh.
29.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
I've got 30.
Bullshit.
I am going to up Hardy by the one.
So am I. I've got.
Ford Rack is asking how many
Yes.
wins does Hardy give?
3?
No,
you
your
don't
toughness
have
bonus.
again.
Oh,
Plus
yeah,
toughness
toughness
bonus.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's your
That's
your
so
advancements.
good.
Yeah.
Tough.
So,
Not any of his careers.
in our game, there's a robust also gives you an extra wound as well. So you get the robust talent back in.
And a +1 soak.
And +1 soak, indeed.
The
So
Journey Apprentice should have Hardy available to him.
sadly, I don't think he does.
Nah, bullshit. Instead of Rover. Ooh, instead of Rover. 'Cause that's
Is there a
gone.
rover in there? I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
replace
so
it.
Rover has for journeying.
Yeah, it does sound like Hardy should be in there instead of Robert.
No,
That definitely sounds fair to
not
me.
the good old
I'm just
burning
gonna
out
put it in.
bright
Yeah,
wizards.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm just gonna
Um,
put it
I'm
in.
just putting it on my card.
Jade wizards.
Just gonna keep it there.
Jade wizards get hardy.
Up the wazoo.
Although I think
Not
you've only
the
got the apprentice
apprentice,
there. No,
yeah.
not for the apprentice. It's for the. I think they get hardy on the first level actually. As I recall.
Let's see. Will his future career get it?
Right, what am I going to do
What's your
with
future
this?
career?
Oh, I can't say on the stream.
Oh.
I haven't seen it yet.
900.
As written, no.
of
But Andy, you'll put it in.
course I will.
I
I'll
think
definitely
if
have
you
to.
know what he's doing next, Hardy.
Yeah, quite. I mean, I just have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
When everyone else has hardy, except for maybe you.
I don't have
think
hardy.
you know,
You think I have Hardy?
no.
She's an orphan from the street. It's literally a hard knock life. How can she not have Hardy?
Because she's a
She's
royal
literally
princess,
been an orphan for 2 minutes.
She's a Disney
living
princess.
the life of a princess.
Telling me Mulan's not Hardy. Telling me Cinderella walking around in those glass slippers isn't tough. Is it Cinderella in the slippers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wash the dishes, Cinderella. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question,
Yes.
not
I
at
mean,
all a leading one.
Famously.
Oh, okay.
As part of what
Since I'm unable to
sewer
walk in
jack,
it.
Yes.
I can take
Like
ranged
modern
crossbow pistol.
Yes.
Does that mean I have a crossbow pistol in my trappings?
No.
You got a pistol now.
Don't think
No.
it's the same. No.
No. No.
You can
No.
if you're really angry, you can be cross the pistol. It's cross
Seriously?
pistol.
If I
cross
hold
pistol.
Yeah, you can
You
stand
could bow
next to me.
towards it.
You can stand next to me with my bow and him with his pistol, and then you'd be a crossbow pistol.
Yeah, be fine. That'll work, won't it, Andy?
Just
I
throw-
have a ranged crossbow pistol as well, so we can double up on that weapon
Just throw the
because
pistol
we're
at
standing
someone
next to
really
each other.
hard.
Yeah.
We need to buy one first. How much do they
Or
cost?
fire it.
They're not frightfully expensive, as I recall.
To get your sling.
Might have one kicking around here somewhere.
Yeah, but
Oh.
you can trade the
Like
pistol
literally.
for some.
Well, literally, I have one kicking around here.
That'll teach you for asking questions.
Yeah.
See, that was free.
No, I don't. It's not that much, as I recall. It's like a couple more than about a crown or so. Yeah, maybe about a crown or so.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I added it to the core. No, I must have added it to this core. Because I added it in with the thing. So they're going to be here somewhere, I presume. They are indeed. Base cost, wow, 6 crowns. Ha! So yeah, that's quite expensive.
That'd be alright.
Yeah, you're okay, in fact, quite a few people are relatively rich just now.
Collectively, we are too.
We're
One
so
way
far
thing.
away from finishing this career again. It keeps on. It's like the 5th time it's happened. It's been snatched away from me. Lore magic is just around the corner.
Next career.
Second sight yet, no?
I can only see Elgo. And elves can see all the winds. He already said that.
Yes, they can. Because elves are dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because elves are dicks.
Your Alpha C.
Fucking everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going
See
to
what
up
happened
acute sight right now to do.
Of all things, yeah, quite.
Except I'm not because I don't have enough experience.
How's it going, Yui?
I think I might up a couple more skills, but other than that, I'm done.
Excellent. So, stat wise, where she landed?
So she's got, you mean like attributes or skills?
Yeah, characteristics.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Her lowest is
Just
either,
all of them. Weapon skill, ballistic skill.
yeah, weapon skill 27,
Excellent.
ballistic skill 36,
Ooh.
strength 27, toughness 44,
Ooh.
initiative 51.
Oh, are you moving?
I'm moving.
Oh,
Twosome, twosome.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what's happened off stream when we sat next to each other.
I think you don't want to get your initiative up to like 53 so that I can at least be next then.
Perhaps I do have the
Then it will
XP.
be like a devil and an angel on either shoulder.
I do have the XP. I could be persuaded. Then
Boys v girls then. As well.
agility
And that'll
43,
go.
43.
dex 49,
49.
int 42,
42.
willpower 28,
Mm-hmm. Not
fellowship 55.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What's her highest skills?
My highest skills are charm at 70, entertain acting at 65, gossip at 65. Fellowship stuff. Hi.
Yep.
Her perception's at 60 as well. Her prey is at 70.
Great.
Nice.
Important. Good.
Yeah, those are the highest ones.
Sweet. How's
So my highest ones are quite a
Oh,
mixed
what's
bag.
your attributes at?
My attributes
characteristics
are
first.
at weapon skill 61,
61. Ooh.
ballistic skill 36, but I've got other stuff to go with that. Strength 47, toughness 55, initiative 45, but I get an extra 20 for combat.
Combat, yep.
Agility's 33, dex 37, intelligence 42, so much higher than it was previously.
Showing her true colours now.
Fellowship 31, because people. Wounds at 34, so
34!
I took Hardy 3 times.
Nice one.
Oh. Nice. She's learned that lesson from when she was a bit paltry back in Bogenhafen and then got whacked a few times and almost took her out.
And when she went to get healed at a Shalian temple, but we'll just gloss over that. Anyway.
High
watch the
skills?
stream. High skills. Charm animal at 67, cool at 67, endurance at 65, and then melee brawling at 71, melee basic at 81, melee polearm at
81.
76.
Nice.
This is without all the talents.
Well, the towns don't add to the
Yeah.
percentage.
Yeah, but law politics 52.
Oh,
Nice.
ah,
Yeah.
getting a little bit better there.
Well, you know, skating school.
Skating school.
Yeah.
Gaming's cool.
Okay, element of stats.
I haven't actually. I'm not as bad as I thought. I hadn't been filling in the skills as I've been writing them in here, but not adding them in here. So I'll just be a minute.
Show your working.
Even then, though, I'm not as bad as I thought. You know, my lowest stat is 70.
304. I actually made an elf the other day, and one of the stats was literally over 400.
But what was the off-stream one where I played the elf and it was like, do a dodge check. It's 406 or something.
Clatter, 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 boing! Like a kangaroo on the other side of the world, not a problem. Yeah, high running stats are definitely a thing that happens in our game for some things. So have you got it all figured
I'll
out?
just be a sec.
Just be a sec.
2 out of 10 is.
Just checking that Elric's still the strongest.
I believe that he definitely
That's
is.
all that he
It's
cares
55, I think, was it?
61.
61.
64.
Holy,
yeah.
64. Holy,
Okay,
that's pretty
everything.
high. Okay, right, here we go. Weapon skill.
Weapons 49,
Nice. Weapon skill.
54,
4.
strength 42, toughness 50, initiative 71, agility 53, dexterity 64, intelligence 55, willpower 58, fellowship 56. 30 wounds.
30 wounds, pretty decent. Highest skills?
Intuition 81,
Mhm.
perception 81, picklock 74.
So, as you'll see,
But the actual number of advances I've taken at 15 advances is charm and perform bodily. So
the all-important perform bodily.
What?
Boom,
Oh,
shoot,
I
wow,
see.
wow, performing bodily.
Not had it called that before.
Yes, he's been in the bod career.
I understand.
bold peddlers of vices in exchange for coin.
Ah, fair.
Could be drugs,
Yeah, could just be
could be
dealing.
sex.
be
You
it,
just
yeah.
don't know.
All vices.
Yeah,
I think we
exactly.
know.
We should have got you to buy
It's
the
it's
for
feet
us.
pics.
Exactly.
we would like 10 drugs, please. We really should
The
have
trappings,
Find
the
these drugs,
trappings
my
of a
man.
bod are 1d10 doses of weird root, or face paint, or face paint and merkin.
Nice.
Merkin.
Excellent.
Nice.
The all-important Merkin. So, apparently we've killed the corner goblin. That being the case, weapon skill. What's everyone's weapon skills and who's got the highest?
Weapon skill or like melee skills?
Just weapon skill first.
I think Birdie.
61.
61. Who's next?
51.
49.
49.
47.
Mine's 27.
Doesn't
26.
Ballistic skill.
Ballistics only 36.
36.
matter. 30.
30. Oh. Yeah.
54.
54.
36.
Ballistic skills.
36.
36. Oh.
32.
32. Slightly lower.
22.
22. So ballistic
But he
skill
really
goes
wants
to
a pistol.
Arthur Menoway. Strength.
Still 33.
64.
64. Strength.
47.
47.
42.
42.
34.
34.
What are we on here?
Strength.
32.
32. No, 32.
Oh,
32.
27.
27. So lowest strength is you, May. Would that be right there? Toughness.
I've just upped my toughness.
We're
to
pretty
50.
tough party.
50.
55.
51.
50.
I was tired of having 12 wounds, okay?
50 as well.
50.
We're pretty much, we were just on, yeah, 50.
Everyone's
I'll
hit
take.
that sweet
Yep.
break point.
It all stopped at
Five
TV5.
TV.
How many wounds? Sorry, what was your toughness again?
It's 50.
50 as well. Strength, toughness,
Elemental Light the
initiative.
toughest? No. Birdie?
Birdie's the toughest.
Birdie.
But I've
So-
had to advance it 21 times to get to 50.
I had to advance it 17 times to get to 50, so.
That's quite a bit.
Painful.
Pardon me.
And I'll take them as
Initiative.
we know we're
Well,
sitting
we
in
know
order.
that.
Yeah, just take an order.
71.
So there's a swap
Including
here.
combat reflexes?
Not including combat reflexes.
45.
45.
52.
50.
I've upped it to 53.
There you go.
Going round the table there.
Nice.
It's very much a good split there. And then you're all the way down at 33, as I recall.
33.
What's next on our list? Initiative, next, agility, then dex. Agilities?
33.
33,
38.
38,
53.
33,
37.
37,
Oh, 43.
43,
38.
38. All much for much is there. Dexterities, I think dexterity will probably go to the elf again.
64.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. That one's going to the elf.
At the other end, 25.
37. I'm kind of in the middle.
I got 49.
49.
Nice.
Very good.
33.
33,
43, actually.
43. Dexterity, we're on to
Doctors.
intelligence now?
Intelligence next year.
Intelligence?
42.
You want it to be higher.
There's no way Bright can
Yeah,
get
the
higher.
Brights
It's
are
holding
not-
them back. But
Yeah, but it's the truth.
Birdie's as bright as you now. That makes me feel better.
I'm at
42?
42 as well.
Oh, wow. The meaning of this. Never mind. Carrying on.
48.
I've just seen Smug Boy in the corner over there.
55.
55 and then.
91.
Holy crap balls!
It's inhuman, is what it is.
yeah.
It's
I've
almost
paid-
like
I've paid
you're
for
not
it.
a mutant.
It's almost like he's made a special bargain. With
Yeah.
Well, I should say I did this out when we cut out in the gap. So I rolled for my savvy, right, and got myself a little 60
Right.
poo.
Mhm.
And then I realised that I didn't do my cool-headed roll
Oh,
from that one.
Because he decided to reject being Sigmar's heir.
Yeah, I thought
Despite my counsel to the contrary.
because Andy told me to do it, I was like, I'm not going to do it. But I did my cool-headed roll, and I was like, I'll roll this because that's done all right. I rolled a 1. So,
Whereas you will have missed what my gaming the system is, because I said that while you were
Yeah.
through, which is Sigmar's heir makes you immune to fear, terror, and intimidation while defending a site that's sacred to Sigmar. And obviously, one of my trappings is I need to make like a shrine for people to come and visit me as an oracle to Sigmar. Thus meaning I could argue that the boat has become a sacred place to Sigmar. Thus meaning
Only
while
if
on the
you do the
boat,
right ritual to make it holy ground.
I've got the ritual.
He's got the
talent.
ritual, Andy. He's got the
I
ritual.
mean, how could I deny that?
I'm also presuming our boat won't be destroyed by some sort of fox demon.
Yeah, exactly. Or James Wallace.
Question.
Oh,
Is this holy ground going to mess with our pleasure barge plan?
No.
No,
Right,
we'll order the
just
silver
broken.
flame. We're cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Willpower.
I think I've got this. 63.
Oh, it's close. 58.
57.
Ooh.
46.
41.
And then.
28.
And.
Impressionable. Yeah.
Hey, perfect. And finally, our fellow shipperoonie.
68.
68.
56.
56.
55.
55.
Nice. Douglas Adams, 42.
31.
31.
41.
41.
I've only taken 10 advances in it as well.
Me too.
So, what careers have we ended up in, each of us, and what are our statuses now?
Bright Wizard,
Manchester
Silver 3.
Harris.
Pardon?
Bright Wizard, Silver 3.
Cool. If you've been through the noble career, you get to keep your highest status. from whichever one. So you were, sorry, Bright Wizard in your Silver 3.
I'm in Barge Swain Silver 3.
Silver 3.
What? Oracle Silver 3.
I've got a license.
I got blessed by the gods.
I came up the hard way through 11 careers.
Spy Silver 1, but for the purposes of earning, I am wealthy.
Oh, so you get a little bit
An
extra
extra
there.
gold coin.
Also check your careers you've completed for your what's his face. It might add plus on the for your path. I can't recall if it adds anything to your.
It doesn't. It's the next level up.
Next level up it does. Okay. How about good old Gerhardt?
I am a physician. Gold 3 with 2 wealthies on top, so that's gold 5.
Wow.
Privilege right
Gold
there.
3 for physician.
No, it'd be
No, 'cause
noble.
he's an
No,
Oh,
he's
so
a
it's
noble.
noble.
So he only
Okay.
treats nobles,
So
so he
usually
charges
silver
them
3.
through the nose.
So is this a good
Silver
time
3
to
normally,
raise
but
that
yeah, he's a
I've got
noble. How about
6 months
yourself?
of back pay?
Fine.
I got gold 3 from Noble,
Mm-hmm.
but Crooked Finger is at brass 5. So
Yeah, nice. I think that's us all done. Are we all happy with our characters where they currently stand?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
I
wanna
could
be
do
a
with
slayer.
like
You want to be?
Just completely sorted out. Next
I
stream.
prepared this earlier.
Funny. So yeah, our updates have all landed well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
good.
amazed I got back to where I was, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Given that you are I'd say out of everyone here, you're one of the people who know the rules least. I was a little bit concerned with just how much you had to go through because you've got a lot more to do.
There's
Than,
a lot of
Yeah.
overlap, so I could just go, got
Tick,
that,
tick,
got that, got
Yeah,
that,
which
got
was
that.
super good.
So it
okay, so
really
that
helped.
turned out really well. Well, I'm super delighted. Next week
Mhm.
we will be heading off and we will be starting not that far away from Midnight.
Our party ambition.
Oh yeah.
Party ambition.
What is our part?
Short term, get to midnight.
It's been
Indeed, we're going to start off with the barge having already been parked, not that far away from the Middle Mountains. We'll have a quick discussion as to exactly what happened between then and there. And we can get ourselves ready for the power behind yonder throne. We will leave that area beyond the point from traveling from Altdorf up to the north. We will leave that to a later flashback where we will be flashing back to it because something occurs. That's not necessarily of importance at the moment, but will become so. But we can leave that nice and open for later, but we will discuss the basics of what happened along the route. There's not that much. You're in a barge for most of it. Just making your way up the River Delb, all the way up past Delbers and further Delbert until you eventually reach there. So, thanks all for working your way through those. I'm pretty pleased that you all did it yourselves because I think when we first did this, you very much didn't.
No.
There was an awful lot of I have no idea what's happening. Where this time you pretty much just worked your way through it and
Better at
put it all
thinking.
down and put it all out. Thanks all. And again, if you want to see those character sheets, if you're watching either later on YouTube or if you're watching right now and you haven't looked at them, they are available right now online. Everything they've been scribbling away at is sitting up there for you to look at and hopefully not laugh at. You can have a look at those numbers and see what you think of them. They will be staying up there. So as we move from week to week to week, the changes will be there. Take a check at them anytime you fancy. I think that's us all done.
Yay.
Yay! Card is done. Excellent. Beyond that, we'll see you all next week. Bye!